screaming their heads off, and relaying that to your team, also essential information that could be missed in this matchup.
Guys, how the hell have we not mentioned Bit so far?
Exactly.
How the hell have we not mentioned Bit?
Exactly.
The rookie that came in Stockholm and shocked everybody with winning the first major he ever attended. At some point, 100% win on land for this man. You look at the numbers, equally good as in Stockholm. That's how insane it is. He's got the same rating, the same ADR. He is lined up. A young gun of the game of Counter-Strike, showing consistency that players need years to achieve in months.
I think this is a great point that even with all that time, we haven't delved that deep into some players like Bit, who I think it's fair to say didn't exactly, I don't want to use the strongest word as save, but he's held them together when it wasn't working that well, right, Pim? And now he also has a chance to shine on the stage.
I agree, but I also do want to say that we haven't seen Bit in a grand final of a major being pressured, right? It was relatively easy for Na'Vi to win the last major, if I may say that, right? That's how good they were.
Great bullets, GT.
It was but it was easy. It was easy thanks to Bit, right? It was easy thanks to him playing so fantastically well. Now I do want to say, what happens when you get into a 14-14 scenario and Bit is perhaps not having a great game? That's when you get to see the character of him. He's still young, 19 years of age, as you said, in a major grand final for the second time in a row. But I want to see him be pressured. I want to see him raise up to the occasion when they need him the most, not when they're winning a final, you know, leading 15-8 or 15-9.
The thing about Bit is that for Kerrigan and the rest of FaZe, they've studied the demos on Bit. They know his entry route, the flashes that are going to support him, but his time to kill is so fast, it doesn't even matter sometimes. Highest headshot percentage in the game right now. This guy is the most mechanically consistent player for me in the world. He is so dominant in 50-50 duels.
Because to me, it is also about kind of expectation and then how they can do even better than those expectations and who is going to step up between FaZe and between Na'Vi to the level we need them to in order to hoist that trophy.
It's like a box of chocolates, right? What's it going to be? What's it going to be when you have Perfecto and Twist?
Good, you know?
They can absolutely save you. Twist did it. Perfecto can do it. Everyone on the server is a star.
Absolutely crazy. What a match we have here. FaZe versus Na'Vi. Who will lift the trophy? We're going to start on Inferno, and I hope that Machine and Sponge have an amazing time with it. Let's go, guys.
I think it would be impossible not to have an amazing time with what is ahead of us. We are on the precipice of Counter-Strike history. Nobody, not even the players on the stage, know what is going to go down today. But isn't it going to be fun finding out, Chad?
We have Na'Vi, the reigning major champions, defending their title against the undisputed #1 contender in FaZe. World #1 versus world #2. The best will be decided after this best of 3.
I got a fun fact for you, Chad. I was speaking to the audio guy. He told me that the crowd were as loud as an airplane taking off, 108 decibels. So let's do it one last time. It's FaZe against Na'Vi. Sport Police, let me fucking hear you! All right, pistols on Inferno. The very first round, the very first blood to be drawn of the grand finals. It begins here.
Slow and steady out the gates here. Feeling each out. See any aggression to come in from either team. Bit of space taken. FaZe are gearing up now, util in hands.
There's a lot riding on this pistol. And it's electronic. Down! Down and out! Bit having a go, down as well, out low. It's just him. Space and bomb plant acquired. FaZe Clan have the advantage. Simple looking to change things. Those bullets are fast. They're furious. And I'm sure Na'Vi will be too. Perfecto though. Not out of it yet. Lots of utility. Time sensitive mission. You must close the gap. Close it fast. Flash through. Backs turn. And only Perfecto, head in hands. FaZe find the first round. Haven't quite seen an arena this full for Counter-Strike in many, many years. I've been meeting fans from around the world, and what was the biggest takeaway for me was just how everyone is on the same page. They know the struggle and the stories of all 10 people that are on the stage today.
Yeah, this one right here, it doesn't normally boil down like this. Number one, number two, the two teams that everybody wants to see, the final that we feel we deserve, the final that Counter-Strike deserves.
How did you put it? The world #1 contender taking on the reigning champ.
Undisputed world #1 contender.
Yeah.
FaZe are #1 in the world right now.
Oh man, it looks like we're back. The Sport Palais wills us back into game.
Some hefty buys by FaZe here. I think they know that the force is going to come out from Na'Vi immediately.
Yeah, really prioritizing.
Yeah, no SMGs in sight for the attack. Na'Vi, a specialist here in these second rounds. Let's see what they can get across the line with a slight purchase. Couple Teagues, couple HGs in the mix here as well. Rally, if you two up, Banana, Twist, he's trying to take some space. Looking for a fight, will be smoked off to deny, so drawing out grenades.
Yeah, not too many more where they came from. They will not be able to keep up the wall as the clock plentiful. My God.
Defending a bit of control here, FaZe across the map, just looking for this space. Very standard stuff on Inferno early, nobody wanting to be too pacey in a round like this. Don't know what buy they're up against.
These slow rounds as well just help you get your head screwed on tight. You had the walkout, dopamine flowing through your veins. You've got to keep a steady hand. Process of elimination now for FaZe. They start their advance. Carrigan always likes to be the leader of the pack in every definition.
It's a hard crossfire to break here. Stacks on the other home side, but they're coming in.
Gruesome twosome, Electronics, Simple called upon, and the Deagle strikes. First good night for Electronics, Simple. An exquisite double, but that'll do nicely. Carrigan, bit of sign of the times, I think, just trigger happy, but that'll do.
Easy done right there. Didn't get enough out of the pit player. Simple does his job in the side, all the attention drawn. Two's not enough to stall this one out. Bomb goes down again, and FaZe will be converting 2-0 out the gates.
Those Galils hold fast in that second round. Especially on T-side Inferno. FaZe getting it out of the way. First half of the first map of the series.
Yeah, try not to make this one a third map decider if you're Carrigan. I think remove that from the major finals. Let's see if we've got a dud this time round. That's what everybody's looking for. Slow and steady wins the race here on the T side. You don't want to overstep. You don't want to give anything over. Much weaker this time round, Na'Vi. Good trading onto the site here. Na'Vi not worried, not concerned about this one, and could see Twist online early with a couple of kills. Got a smattering of pistols out again, and can there be a difference maker in the round? Flashes, mollies, rain on out. Stalling any Na'Vi early peaks. They've got to hold them back for now.
Robs hasn't seen a single soul in these first two rounds. And that may continue. Na'Vi doing everything they can to puff up their chest. Fame, presence, and pressure.
You have to take a risk in a round like this from Na'Vi, right? You're down to just the pistols here. You're hoping you've gambled correctly. The question is, do they want to block them or do they want to let them in? Ideally, have to run through the grey screen here if you are Na'Vi.
Still 60 seconds. Perfecto responsible, will get the smoke out. Do they go through? They don't have to. Decisions to be made, and a spray does chip away.
Just enough for a second wave here out of FaZe. They're going to test the issue.
Ready and waiting. Down goes Simple. And that will be Perfecto added to the list. One remaining close. And he's trying every trick he can. Actually, connect. Moki surviving. A blade straight to the chest. but walks away from it. That will be the 3-0 conversion, and convincingly so.
Yeah, very clean stuff. Hasn't been a moment of worry so far coming out of FaZe. Great stuff as well for the likes of Brokey and Twist to get on the board early. These two individuals representing their countries, the first from Latvia, Canada. You've got Robs from Estonia as well to represent their country in a major grand final.
Norway.
Well, Rain was there before, back with that Boston final, I think, that has haunted them for many years.
Oh, that one. It's been so much fun to see the fire lit within Rain. Watching from home with your feet up as your team, your captain, lift the trophy this year. Lit a fire inside of him, and I'm sure we can all understand and put ourselves in the shoes of him. Admirable stuff, but it is time, Chad. Are you ready for our first gunny?
Yeah, a little bit of a bonus here out of FaZe. They've got this MAC-10 still in the hands of Brokey. No AWP out for him just yet, but Na'Vi are into the full buys. FaZe want to just continue slow and steady as you like, or do they want to try and throw something with a little bit more flavor their way? Defensive smoke drop top banana. That's going to isolate any early information for Na'Vi as Rain up and into that boiler room quite quickly. This is fast for the mid control. Molly over the top. And look how passive Na'Vi. They're not leering mid. They're not taking any fights. They're giving the room over. Karrigan chipped on down a bit of flak damage, but you can see the pressure point that Karrigan wants to work on here early.
Oh, little bit of damage inflicted. Unconfirmed, but
They have a lot of room, right? FaZe right now, they have all the room that they could hope for and some more. Just juggling here, Perfecto on the way back over, bringing a bit more to the fight on B.
a couple of spares. That will work out nicely with the time remaining.
Just note Simple's position here. If this is a committal, he can get over and help this two-man holdout very, very quickly. So the response time on this will be fast. Bit of gap in this as well.
FaZe Clan looking to put Na'Vi back into the dumps. Simple has sights, takes down the leader. Heavy damage, but they are across 20 seconds, running out of players. It's up to these three, and Twist does deliver. Time, oh! So much damage, 1 HP on Simple, but he does fell Twists. A nice upgrade, a valuable one, a compulsory one. Robs alongside for the ride, yet to die. Long range, brave from Brokey, needs one, gets it! And on the advance, another from Robs! That 1 HP, Twist's handiwork may very well haunt Simple. And his attempt here in the clutch time, very low. Brokey, 6 feet lower. Simple, 1 HP, Robs yet to die. Who comes out on top? It's Robs! Robin keeps his cool. We see the 4-0. Na'Vi yet to get off the starting mark.
Had that three-man stack over towards B. You saw the X2 come in, Simple speedway position. He was there in time. They get the opening kill. Looks like they were trading quite efficiently onto the site. But it's that star trio. Brokey, Twist, and Robs getting the necessary kills on that site, close it down, and the aggression that they were able to continue within those fights. They weren't allowing Na'Vi to set up in that retake. And look at this, a bit of an investment here out of Na'Vi. Some interesting purchases. Boomage, CZ, Simple with something a little bit out of the box here.
Yeah, and they are going to flirt with something a bit more avant-garde, a little off the beaten path.
It's a very powerful position from Simple here. Not necessarily the first clear as you round the corner. The Alligator might munch away at a couple of FaZe players here when they do try their luck at that mid-control. A pack mentality out of FaZe here. You can see them grouping together, clearing this out as a unit. They have the utility to do so.
Boomage's sixth sense tingles. But who will be made the ghost? Rises luck. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Look how low they are. FaZe's ears are ringing. As Boomage swings around, swinging. Still yet to frag.
They're in a bit of trouble here. Remember this position. This could be massive right now. The HP of FaZe is a huge problem here.
They're so weak. And Simple ready to stand tall. Pops the foot of lead, just the one. Kept honest. Favors FaZe now Bit supposed to do? A Kevlar vest and a deagle? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the same case for Perfecto. Spotted out, nice find, but that looks like a foreboding fifth.
Just try not to give over a gun here. Keep as many alive as possible right now. Perfecto looking to do a bit more damage. But this is a 5-0 start for FaZe. This is beautiful stuff. You couldn't ask for anything better on the T side of Inferno right now.
Yet to see an AWP in play for anyone.
Money hasn't been there for Na'Vi just yet. FaZe have had the options to go for it, but just want to keep it rifle heavy, keep it as a bit of a pack.
Is Brokey one that wouldn't shy away?
T-side AWP, right, this is the thing. On a map like Inferno, if you want to lock down a bit of territory, if you want to try and stop Simple from going for swings and peaks, then yeah, bring it out. But if you're more than happy to operate with these AKs, it's a bit more versatile. So the T-side at AWP, if Simple has one and he loses it, Brokey might pick it up, right?
Sure,
that's when we see it come into play here. But just want to note the selfless nature of Karrigan there, right? Him jumping forward, you saw that draw Simple's crosshair wide. If he just jiggle peaks, like most players would, the art of the wide swing is dead, right? So Karrigan just jumping wide, drawing that crosshair, save them a few more bodies. So big stuff from the leader as we get back underway into round number 6. Still no AWP out in play for Na'Vi here, but will they try and take some aggressions, find an opening? Well, speak of the AWP, here it is from Brokey. Aggressive maneuver forward will be noted.
He's fired off the shot and it echoes across Inferno. Na'Vi all too aware now. You can see this scouting party starting to poke and prod towards the apartments. Simple the same, throws a couple of mag into it.
Yeah, Rob's put on notice there. Chipped on down to 26, so he's going to have to operate a little bit more passive here. Rob shouldn't be a problem for him. But this is just the standard Inferno at the moment. It's about pulling utility, it's about playing the chessboard, taking it slow, the default spreads.
You know, I heard from Karrigan's interview about T-side Inferno feeling like one of their best in the pool. Everyone on the same page. I can imagine that's a euphoric feeling. It's game time, folks. 40 seconds, FaZe. Flash Simple out of the fray. Not ready. Ray needs it, gets it back. A vital trade. And still pressure on B as well. Na'Vi scratching their heads. Where is this final commitment coming from? Boomich, oh, down and out! Brokey's caught him through the smoke, and now only one man can save Na'Vi. Put that bound on the board. And playtime cancelled by Brokey. Rain even had the rotate.
Yeah, that's the key right there. That Rain killed the trade back. That was the most important kill of the entire round. It meant that FaZe didn't have to rotate back and try and go towards A. They weren't just going to run into B limp. That kill actually opened the round up completely here, and all they had to do was find those kills. You say, oh, that kill from Brokey through the smoke. Miraculous stuff right there. Just being very diligent. Boomich goes down, and that's the round. This is a fantastic start for FaZe. It's not often you see Na'Vi getting blanked like this. A 6-0 start.
I mean, it would be something rather special if they can continue to build up on this. I mean, 6, they'd have bit your hand off. They would. And they've got it in the first 6 of play.
It's very unlikely that Na'Vi stays this quiet, right? If FaZe are able to pants them here and just have, we're talking like a 9-10 round spread on this T side, that would be monumental. It's unlikely to see them push that limit now as Na'Vi saved a couple of guns. The loss bonus is in their favor, but that's where the good news ends, right? Yeah. You mentioned the AWP. It's not possible to get out still. FaZe will be aware of that. They have them right where they want them. They know the players that they're killing. They're aware of the economy. They know the loss bonus, so they can keep running rounds like this. A couple more clean ones. You can see the cash right now for Robson Rain, both over that 10K mark, and a timeout called now. The eye test here, you need someone to dig through the stats, but every time it feels like Blade calls a timeout, Na'Vi respond with a round of their own. The coach for Na'Vi is a mastermind, the puppet master, pulling the strings and pulling his players right where they need to be. Let's see if we get that response.
Yeah, they say life imitates art, but Master Splinter and Blade definitely have some parallels.
Because of this pace that FaZe has been throwing, you might see a pace change out of them or continue. If it ain't broke, don't change it. Na'Vi would just love to find an opening exchange here, a chance where they can find a favored duel. Look how tight FaZe are playing. They're not giving anything over at all.
Yeah, Boomich has had very little to play with on his banana adventures. Chipped away at the Canadian twists on the grand finals stage. Functioning with about half health. This is the flash. Brokey on his signature weapon and looking to find a way in. They don't come easy. Little glimmer of rain. Information conveyed on the reaggress. Just hanging in the balance, and Simple puts himself straight into the line of fire. Bit now called upon, and another on the T-side. Or Brokey hits double digits, and the rest will come. Brokey triple. What are they to do?
Save again. This is very miserable right now. And I'm looking at the details of this. How many rounds have they pressured Arch? They're actually trying to target Simple's position on the map, and they've done it consistently. 3 of these rounds right now where Na'Vi have had guns, they're either dealing with the rotation, right, that weak point, because Arch is where you rotate between the bomb sites, or they're seeking him out, trying to bait him into fights. Right. That is the perfect example right there.
Yeah.
FaZe have come in with a game plan of target Simple. How many teams pull that off?
How many teams are brave enough to pull that off?
See, he had problems as well. Boomich yet to find a kill. He's not finding any traction in Banana. Bit yet to get a kill.
Yeah.
Electronic with just 1. Simple has 7, sure, but it doesn't matter when he goes down. He's not in the play. He can't rotate around. The Boomich might not get anything here. Rain decapitates. 1 left. Perfecto. He's been spotted, dicked up too, and he's going to go on down. Clean sweep. Brokey with the 4K on the AWP.
That's going to be feeling absolutely A1 for the Latvian. And this is how it started, Chad.
Yeah, it can't be stressed enough. Look who's the first death. Remember when Rain went long side, they traded off of that? You also had Carrigan before in the first gun round. Wrap Arch side.
Yeah.
It's all been Arch. This is where the target is right now, and Na'Vi are left scratching their heads. An upgrade into some pistols here, down in the dumps. Maybe FaZe getting that 10 rounds on this T side is possible.
I mean, this is going to be Carrigan hyper-focused, zoned in.
They found a weakness, and, you know, we're just saying if Blade takes a timeout, they traditionally convert around. Still yet to see the AWP come out. I'm sure that big red button will be hit for Na'Vi into the next. Bit might be the man having to drop there. You can see the residual cash he's left over. Simple obviously gets a couple more liberties to be taken, and FaZe are just sticking to the same script. Bait it out, see what they're up to, take the map control.
They've got it down to a science now. Quasi-buy for Na'Vi, not interested in full investment for round 8. And again, Chad, we've seen this before, significant threatening damage dealt before the final commitment.
Well, look where the gap is right now. They can almost waltz on up, just 1 smoke, have nothing to worry about as they make their way up that short side. But remember, they have been going long, so maybe they want to test that yet again.
Na'Vi seem to hope so as well. His back, thinks better of that. Oh, Nate looks good, and that's a shot and a bit. Sits Rain down, a weapon tantalizingly close, but another body down. Defensive smoke just for survival now and retrieval. Maybe more to be said about Bit hiding in plain sight. Does take another body.
Time's the problem here.
They have to plant. They are into the site, established, but with a man advantage for Na'Vi. Still 7 rounds have passed without any Na'Vi resistance. Is this where things change, or can FaZe fight 3 on 4? It's up to Carrigan. Brokey does hit the shot, and Carrigan good for the headshot now, running out of options. And that'll do! That'll do nicely! It's Twist with a 2-piece. And we see the score if you've just joined us. Yes, this is reality. Map 1 of your grand finals here at the PGL Major Antwerp 2022. And FaZe are 8-0 up. This is the reality we live in.
This could be the change right here. We spoke about it. The AWP to come out for Simple. Half's already been won. FaZe have done more than enough here. Anything else is the cherry on top, but we need some resistance from Na'Vi now.
Who else but Simple to try and change the dialogue? Another setup shift. Trying every trick in the book just to get off of that goose egg.
So they're trying to take a fight here. This is the first time they're actually trying to lock down mid. They know that Archer's been that weakness. Flash is a setup. This might be a smoke in the hand of Brokey.
Yeah, that's
he
a
can
geeky
flash
one.
from this position as well. We've seen P try something tricky in the book back in the day.
Still with vision. Still no bloodshed. It's electronic. He is a big game player. The Deaths discussed it too out of electronic. Might need more out of him though. Decisions to be made. And it's a big one out of Robs. Stops electronic from building further. Distinct disadvantage only extended as Bits does strike. It's Brokey up against the odds. One luxury is the bomb, but standing in his way is the GOAT himself. Using the smoke, that's not gonna stop him. And there you have it. Na'Vi break their silence. And it starts with electronic.
So we have to see a kill out of Boomage here if you want the bad news report that's coming out for Na'Vi. That is the changing of the tide. They do invest into the AWP. They do find traction, but it wasn't really with the AWP. It was with the rifles locking this down top mid. But it was the stance that was different. Right? They weren't giving so much space. They were happy to defend, and they're simple. Finishing the round off here, but FaZe are back into things. A couple more of those necessary for Na'Vi if they want to break this economy right now for FaZe.
Yeah, they got plenty of cash to splash. Simple. Cautious. Twist has a little idea as to aggression. Wants to try and punish on a tiny slither of smoke. But now already replaced.
Done a lot here, right? They've already been able to draw out smokes. Boomage is going to signal the fact he has this Famus over towards B.
Clear intent now. FaZe looking to show that that single round was just a flash in the pan. And regular schedule programming ready to return for round 10. Look at where the bomb is though. This is all just smoke and mirrors.
There's
another smoke
yeah,
chat.
That's just drawing out. This is all this is about, just drawing the util out. Simple stuff from FaZe. Yes, spotted. Electronics still selling the dome of the head. Has to be very careful. He's scooped up now, time 45 seconds on the clock. FaZe will show indications now where they do want to finish this round. What's the closer going to be?
Na'Vi flying relatively blind here. No answers top. Banana. Rain just crawls on out. He evades the first spray of Bit and he is ready, but so are Na'Vi. Simple on long, one down, only Robs really, and he's got two. Simple. Cuts them off with a pass, and on the cross, Carrigan joins them. Brokey, dead to rights. 10 seconds, he wants to die and will. A triple out of Simple. They've been focusing on him, still finds himself at the very tippy top.
It's quite clear they're still trying to play with that rotation. They throw a B fake, right? You can see FaZe what they're trying to do. They're just trying to keep Na'Vi moving. The B fake right there is to draw Simple or whoever the arch rotator is over towards B. Nobody moves, right? Na'Vi have adjusted. They've said, let's sit back, let's wait. Let's let the fight come to us. We won't create these gaps. Simple shuts them down. So great stuff here as we are getting into the thick of things now. This is the opportunity to break the bank balance. A big round for Na'Vi coming ahead. If they can deny this plan, if they can make sure there's no saves, they'll set themselves up to claw this half back to be respectable. Caught him out. Just caught him out, just walks on up. Robs! How's he find a gap like that? They've been watching mid every other time, and now it's Boomage's turn. He needs a kill.
And he will find it! Twist. First time we've seen him punished for his adventures early up the banana. You can see there is a hidden smoke to be retrieved.
Not sure how much that's going to do. FaZe might get a move on right now. They've got the kill they're looking for.
There's
More
pace.
intent.
There is a lot of pace behind them here.
Look at the gap. There's such a massive hole right now. It needs to be filled by Simple. He's going to have to do this alone.
Yeah, he's been called upon here. Nice contribution out of electronic, but FaZe still stubborn. On the way in, a missed shot goes punished, and it's up to Perfecto. Carrigan refuses to die. A 2-on-2. A battle of wits and fortitude. Blind. Time. starts to tick. Favor of FaZe. Rob's responsible. 2 orbs. Chad, what are they up to? They can't miss these shots. And he has. Robs doesn't. Just the one, and that'll do. Robs and Karrigan, 5 kills between the 2 of them. 9 T rounds here on Inferno.
Kind of wonder that opening kill from Robs. It didn't even feel real that it was happening because he was just walking up Boiler alone. You can see some risks being taken now. That opening kill is what threw this round into a bit of a tailspin. It created the gap on A, then the fight went down towards B. That's a massive response right there from FaZe. I still can't believe that Robs just walked out mid and took that fight. That is wild, but simple. Just to try and level the field here, looking for an opener immediately. He's going to be sent packing by a flash in space. Liberty's now FaZe. They're trying to take a lot more room. They know they can turn the heat up on Na'Vi now.
Yeah, they've found their mojo. Na'Vi still chasing it. And there's been a dynamic feel to this FaZe clan.
It means that Na'Vi can never be caught sleeping on any of these choke points. You just have to love what they're throwing their way.
You just never know what you're going to get next.
Yeah, the spanner in the works with these dry walkouts. We saw Rain try it earlier. Rob's got away with it. And with these walkouts, it's just going to keep Na'Vi in a position where they can't gamble, they can't hedge. They have to lock down these positions. They have to keep eyes on.
Util, that must force Electronic out. He's blind, burning, Simple the same. Look at the damage. And he's gone! Hungry for the repeat. And it is a deadly sin. Greed gets Simple. Bit got a lot to do with a very less than ideal buy. Still brings Karrigan low. But Brokey so far forward and Bit stubborn on the defense. What is that from Karrigan? Tracers reveal him. They're so close to one another. This is all hanging by a thread, and it's Electronic. Sets Na'Vi up for collection. Can they really find a way in? Is there anything to be said for FaZe Clan? 10 seconds is all they have to work with, and there's a setup. 1 and done. Brokey can't get to the bomb, and Na'Vi make it 3.
Well handled now, but the best they can get is 6 here. Look, and I said the best they can get is 6. We know that Na'Vi can have a vicious T-side too, but we're just seeing them work into things. Bit of an odd one there from Simple, right? Caught off by that molly. You can see this here. He doubted the spread. He doubted the spread. Runs across, peeks back, licks him in the final moments there and gives the opener to Rain, but not enough for FaZe to get on the board. And look what has happened now to FaZe. These close rounds, the nature in which they have unfolded, left them in a bit of a financial situation right now. They're going to have to sit back, hold on to their pennies. Good opportunity now for Na'Vi to build back.
Pressure is felt by everyone, Chad. It's just a matter of how they react to it.
Conversation now for FaZe is about not losing the momentum going into the second half. You want to try and keep this tit for tat. You don't just want to lose the last 3-4 rounds consecutively here. You want to make sure that you're competitive, you're keeping the fight up, they're close.
Yeah, I mean, best case, we get to see a bomb plan and a couple of kills, but I don't know who to look and call upon for that.
Yeah, and it's just the same from FaZe here. This is what we saw from Heroic versus Na'Vi just the other day. Stalled out, very slow Inferno.
Ooh, that's a little naughty, but it's more hopeful than anything. And that might take hope away. Ooh. Just making sure any of our newer viewers know what Inferno looks like. The nooks and crannies.
They're taking our time, exploring the entire map. Not only that, but they're trying to bait out some of this CT util, force them into a rebuy in the next, and that's why it's this very pokey little play with the pistols. Show their face, drop back, and then eventually run into the meat grinder. Simple's going to get the first here. Perfecto and Boomage over towards B to do some damage. Boomage and Perfecto going to lock this one down and through the smoke. Twist gets one. But that'll be it, says Boomage. He's going to be happy with that. A couple of eco kills to get him up to 3 in total. Needs to get his confidence going. Boomage has been fantastic for this team once they've made it to the playoffs here. He's been extremely mobile as an in-game leader across the map, impact frags, so want to get him online. Could be looking at something a little bit more pacey here, Alex. Just taking note, taking stock of the purchases that FaZe are starting to equip here. Timeout taken for Na'Vi, the second opportunity. I think Blade knows that if they can get to that 6 mark, they're still in this map. It is not done just yet. Started bleak, started absolutely miserable for Na'Vi. That pressure point of Arch time and time again, hemorrhaging rounds, but right now they're back in it.
Yeah, Blade, somewhat of a savant for Counter-Strike, and now probably just making sure with his abacus that everyone is on the same page as to what can be coming their way.
It's a bit curious if they're going to be expecting a buy like this. So he's trying to get, they're trying to get the most out of this before it gets too out of control here. It's curious if they want to use pace behind this. They didn't buy any HEs. Normally if you had a couple of nades, you'd lob them forward, soften up on the faster pace. It's not so easy to do when you don't have any nades in place. You're going to have to hope for a couple of good flashes here, but a set piece definitely on the line. Check that radar out. 4 players for FaZe, quickly making their way up second mid. This is one of the pocket strats you need if you want to win a major grand final.
4 members of FaZe Clan Stampede. Simple has to recede. Double flame. Smoke for more pressure, but call that off.
That's huge. That is massive from Na'Vi right there. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that is all the investment in utility gone for FaZe immediately.
Look
that
how
was
many
a pocket
smokes.
strat. Yeah, they were hoping to get away with a lot of space. That actually means a lot. Na'Vi have just stalled them out completely here. They have to come up with something on the fly.
Wow, there was 5 smokes. Bloom in the opening 10 seconds, and there's more replacing that.
These flashes here that Brokey are lining up is perfect. Try and get a bit of a waterfall strat coming out, but they will need to get past 3. Bit in Electronic are hard to break, and Simple's there as well.
3 players, 3 flashbangs.
These are going to have to be absolutely perfect here. If Na'Vi aren't blind, there's no way in for FaZe. They're just going to get shut out of this.
Yeah, but Rain is going to be the one to come in last, looking to clean up the mess. And here comes the commit, lots of flashes. Rain has opened the account for FaZe. Simple, one back, hard shot, and Rain shuts down Simple, long range. FaZe with a cobbled together buy, Mac-10s, a single rifle, pistols. Break into the A site, and Boomich and Perfecto just have to sit back.
I can't speak to how ridiculous that is. Na'Vi negated the initial onslaught. They had a strat that they wanted to run from spawn. You don't see that too often. We've been seeing default spreads throughout. That right there was a strat straight from spawn. You can see the nature behind it. The smoke's already in the air. Molotovs, multiple Molotovs from Na'Vi come out top mid, and you think that's done. That's completely over right here. But Brokey, we saw him in that position before, and you saw how good those flashes are. They're meant to waterfall over as your players are jumping out of apartments. If that pit player wants to fight, he's going to get white. And that's exactly what happened. Bomb goes off again, and FaZe. What a half this has been.
So for the first rounds, we witnessed Simple being the target. Those flashes have Electronic's name written all over them.
Yeah, that was beautiful stuff right there. The fact that they were able to pull something out of their back pocket after the initial strategy didn't work, I'm loving this. You can see the flashes here perfectly highlighted.
Bang.
They continue to come on over. A couple of them, you can see in the feed, Brokey getting flash assist there, and that's exactly what you want from a strat like that. That is the pressure now turned up on Na'Vi. Saved gun, sure. A couple of line pies around this here. I said 9-6 would be all right. 11-4 sounds absolutely miserable here for Na'Vi.
Yeah, it's looking ludicrous. Boomich, though, this is what he does best. A double out of Boom. Bit and Boom. Bang. And the final round of this first half, they do get the opportunity to at least remedy this defense. Hall 5 does seem like it is a must. Carrigan just forced to sit back and watch as his 3 remaining compatriots look to bring something out of this round. Na'Vi seem to have a good idea as to where they're coming from. It was Rain before. Can he possibly find a way in again? Heard now. Couple of missed shots, it's still Simple. Only 1 out of Rain, and Na'Vi hold on to the reins. It's Brokey tagged up and body bagged as well, 5-10.
All right, recovery here. Of the last 7 rounds of play, Na'Vi were able to pick up 5. So when you look at it that way, a bit of momentum in their favor, but it's had to be extremely hard rounds that they're converting here. Not been easy whatsoever. Great half out of Brokey, 16 kills to his name, leading the charge, even though that Arch side was targeted time and time again. Simple, of course, 14 to his name. And finally, a bit more proactive play out of Na'Vi there, right? Boomich actually barreling down Banana. Before that, it was very passive. They were just waiting for FaZe, hoping that they would come with the quickness. This would be some comeback for Na'Vi here. We know that Inferno can be a bit of a weakness, something that teams do like to target from time to time.
Yeah, and FaZe have demonstrated that they're coming in possessed. 8-0 for a start. A 10-5 half certainly can be classified as a recovery. And this is a big one. Equipping Superstar with the advanced pistol for these long-range duels. The USP favored in most of those, but the gap closing quick. Anticipation grows. The Sport Police know just as well as we do. This pistol has a lot riding on it for Na'Vi. Map 1 of our grand finals.
Some intentional steps right there, just giving away a sound cue or two, letting them know. Flash on over, information for Rain, and what a shot. Boomich, he's down and more for Rain.
Anyone else want to challenge out Rain? Robs, he's got a back turn, it's hard to hit! And Electronic slaps him down! Pressure mounting as they look to bounce and bound into the A site.
They can still cut off the bomb here. Karrigan might have the right maneuver about this.
It's not bad at all! And Simple doesn't even click as he's silenced by Rain. Back and forth we go, they're tossling for control. Wrestling in a 3-on-3. 40 seconds, T-side. That's the bomb! In the open, courtesy of Rain. His heart beating as he's taken 3 out of the equation, and he's not done yet. Oh, what a shot out of it! But Rain still presides over that bomb, trying every trick to recover. It has to be Rain, looking for it! Oh! The ace! The ace, she doubted him, and he continues to prove us wrong! Steps up! When Karrigan and FaZe need him the most, Na'Vi head in hands. In the first round of play in the second half, look at this, all 5 for Harvard Nygaard. It had to be him. No one else was hitting the shots.
That's absurd right there. The fact it comes down to a 1-on-2 and Rain's already done all the hard work just to get them to that point. Massive stuff. If Na'Vi thought they had any hope in that pistol, Rain has just ruined their day.
Simple. He's looking to put on a clinic. Looking to break the rules.
He's trying to take this on himself, right? With a purchase like this, he has to find something. He can't go down without a fight. Light investment, sure. They're really feeling the pressure here, Na'Vi. This type of a buy feels off script. They're putting all their eggs into this basket. He's going to have a limper purchase going forward in the rounds. Smoked off, denied, perfect stuff. You don't want to task with that one. Another smoke top mid, continuing to block, and it won't be wanting to walk through that grey screen.
Na'Vi looking a little stuck here. Electronic respects the utility. Karrigan maintains the futility of this round. They will fall 1 by 1. Jumped on, and that's a lot of cash injected into the FaZe Clan bank account. $600 per frag on the SMG. The unarmored Na'Vi, no match.
Na'Vi are out of sorts right now. That purchase from Simple there, the question is, will he get donated an AK? It's most likely that someone will drop him an AK and he'll give on over a, oh, okay, maybe not. Going to see something a little different coming out here. But FaZe are handling this. The game plan so far has been perfect. Even in situations like that, knowing to take the space late, not early, denying those pistols the chance to take the room for free. But right here, deep mid smokes, nades come on through. No real damage to find here, just to be chipped away. Electronic looking for some space, barreling up behind the util. Taking a lot of liberties and a lot of room here.
Yeah, that's a lot of space, quick. You can see Brokey is going to be the third bannerman to arrive upon the site. Retake smoke, util to rain in. The flames will force you back or forward. Make a choice. Centering to spread immediate smoke in response. They will stand in this constantly contested piece of territory. And it seems FaZe Clan feel they've done enough. They have Rain ready to preside. The opportunity. Ooh, lots of damage. Carrigan, though, he's got his MP9, and it may be all he needs. Ducks, dodges, dips back. It's boom. A necessary frag. Rotates are going to be hard here. And already, it's Bit that cuts one down. Robs maintains presence on Banana. Brokey encroaching now. Opportunity still ripe for a phase 13. I don't see a kit. They're running out of time. They are running out of time, and especially now, Perfecto. Robs' ambitions change now. He's not looking for the round. He wants Na'Vi to go down with the ship. He knows things are tight, Chad.
Smart play from Robs here. There's no way out. If they're going to try and run out, they're going to have to run past him here. He can get both of these kills with ease. The round is Na'Vi's. Robs gets the reaction from the crowd, but Na'Vi get the 6 knocks onto the scoreboard there. Still a 6-round difference. And you're exactly right, knowing the financial damage that's going to come through with a round like that. Still an opportunity here for FaZe to finish this quickly. Right now, Na'Vi are not in a good place. The fact that they were able to trade out onto that site quite efficiently, I thought that Carrigan did a lot there. It was the kill from Bit down Banana that was key. Stalled it out, the low HP. Perfecto with a couple of big frags to his name. Both teams still able to get to a bye because it was a bonus from FaZe. They had a lot of SMGs. Now they're into a lot more rifles here. Let's see if the script is going to be flipped.
This battle of utility, so many nades leaving hands, and it's aggression. Oh, what a shot! Rain catches Electronic just as he leaps over the half wall. A quick reaction. The Na'Vi chants begin again as fans start to believe. Not gonna be easy in somewhat of a hole on Na'Vi.
See how worried they are here. They didn't have full map control, so the fact that Simple is being that diligent. We're unawares of what FaZe are currently set up with. It's a 2-2 spread. Util's light here for Na'Vi.
Oh, it's not well placed. Just gets away from it, relatively unscathed.
Lack of information for FaZe here. They are in the dark. No information top mid, no information Banana at all.
Oh, this is going to be a real tight one for these two. 4-on-4, it's easy to find that number advantage in your commitment as that team's side.
Brokey's been great. 18 kills. He needs a couple more here if they want to test his side of the map.
18, top of the server. And Na'Vi have to get into this bomb site. What a shot out of Bit. That's Galil.
It's all on Robs.
Yeah, he's got to activate. He's tucking in.
Freebie.
And that's a free one. Needs more. They are entering the site. A well-placed nade doesn't quite catch Perfecto. And another successful take of the site. 3-on-3, wounded a FaZe. How are you supposed to crack back into the site? Crossfires have been established. Bit to peek off of contact, but it may not be necessary. Simple finds Carrigan on the crawl through. And some of the sharpest tools now on the way back in. It's going to be hectic. He knows Bit's graveyard, but running out of time. There's one, and it's Perfecto. Secures the round for Na'Vi.
Really well done there. That was the kill onto Brokey, right? Opens up the site, gives them an opportunity to wrap on in. And look, a little bit worrisome there in the final stages, but FaZe, now they have to ask themselves a couple of questions. Pinching pennies this time, but it's going to be on the other side of the server on this defense. We still don't have to take an eco late within that first half. They're going to have to do it early within this second. Clawing back into this now in Na'Vi, and they're doing it with a different pace. It's not this slow default spread. They're actually charging up Banana. So when we talk about the game plan of FaZe in the first half, it was Arch side. Clearly Na'Vi think Banana is somewhere they can pressure early. That's what Robs can do here.
He wants to be a crowd favorite, does Robs?
Saw plenty of that in the show match, Robs.
Yeah, we did. No revolvers here, though. Certainly a few Counter-Strike cowboys. Rain. Oh, that's juicy. He's caught Electronic. They're saving their pennies and really should have no voice in this round whatsoever. But what is that? Simple catches one. Carrigan hit another on the USB. And it has to be Perfecto to pick up the pieces. They got plenty of time. It still has to be a Na'Vi round. Oh, more damage. palms a little sweaty now as they do want to get that bomb down. Another big one out of Perfecto at this point. And it loses its potency, albeit foreboding, threatening from FaZe. Perfecto has put them down.
It doesn't matter how Na'Vi are getting these rounds on the board, but you're right, Perfecto, that's the name we have to keep on saying here. In a lot of these situations where it's getting tight, his rounds have been key. Right? The kills that he's been able to pick up, he's been bailing them out of dodge here. Perfectly timed by the crowd on that one. Bomb goes off, round on the board for the difference here as Na'Vi starting to mount a bit of a comeback, starting to make this one interesting.
Oh, more than interesting, Chad. I think this is where FaZe, they thought they were about to just putt it in.
Well, we all know the woes that FaZe have had on this map once upon a time. We're going to go back 4 long years. The Boston Major.
I'd argue, I don't think it feels like long years for Carrigan. Just seeing him compose himself on the stage. Rain was alongside for that as well. To be so close to that trophy.
Let's get a gun round here on this CT side. FaZe brought back in. A bit lighter on U2. Rain chipped away at early. Na'Vi definitely want to take the fights much earlier than FaZe did, and it doesn't feel quite right to be saying exactly that.
3 rounds in consecutive fashion out of Na'Vi. Can they build further into it? It's FaZe that look to adjust.
So they're lacking utility here, right? So they are going to have to take a couple of these glances with their bodies, put their bodies on the line, not just be able to defend with utility alone. They softened up this B site early. It is very susceptible right now to a full execute. The way that they're postured here tells me...
What is that?
Yeah, I was about to say that it might have to be a bit of a save if they walk into this B site. Now that they've gotten that freebie, maybe it'll have to be exactly that.
Oh no. A horrible death to stomach for Carrigan. Just a reaction speed test out of Boomich. And there's more to come, way more to come.
It's defensive smoke there towards that short side, trying to corral them here over into Twist domain.
Yeah, it's a potent pairing. Good nade, and Twist actually charging in. He wants 4, and he'll take them both! My God! Simple does manage to keep control only for a moment, and back and forth, trading blows, both wounded and low. And 20 seconds, Na'Vi need to get into that site. Rain knows it, as does Brokey. It's the bomb on the back of Perfecto. Can he get into the site? The answer is given. No! From Brokey. Bit. Time. Oh my God, it's a dual plan. Makes an executive decision just in time. He will get it down. Can the young can't stand tall on the biggest of stages? He can. Oh yes, he can. 9 for Na'Vi. A triple get out of Bit, but the last one means the most. As FaZe fans sent back to the doldrums of economic despair.
Show us this one again. Look at the time on the clock. As Bit walks out, he gets that opener. That's the bomb drop. 9 seconds, gets the kill, picks it up at 8 seconds, starts planting. Brokey's pivoted too far back. The bomb goes down, and problems for FaZe now.
19 years of age. How many 19-year-olds are in this stadium today? And one of them does that for Na'Vi.
Real problems for FaZe now. This comeback is on.
Oh yes, like Donkey Kong. Bye-bye, Carrigan and Rain. Sent back to spawn. A well-placed nade, chips away, unconfirmed, electronic and simple. Lightly tickled, but it's no laughing matter for FaZe Clan.
I wanted to discuss what the game plan for FaZe can be going forward here. We had this same conversation with Na'Vi in the first half. They were getting blanked. Remember that 8-0 start? It was fantastic from FaZe. Their T side was looking well-oiled, well-drilled. Now, the same thing for Na'Vi. It hasn't been as clean. In a couple of closer rounds, they've needed the individuals to bail them out. But remember, it was the AWP when it came out for Simple is when Na'Vi eventually started getting rounds on the board. And now, it wasn't necessarily through his kills early, but it was through the way that they approached the rounds. They're a bit more forward. They were ready to fight. And now the Brokey has kept himself a bit more residual cash here. We should see the same adjustment being made from FaZe.
You know, there's so many candidates that we discussed for Na'Vi. It looked like simple. I mean, amazing that he managed to go from 13th or something rated in the tournament to #1, now rivaling that of Bit, who's been in incredible form. Same form by which he dominated in Stockholm. A 2-round deficit now, Chad. FaZe's funds just where they need to be.
This is the first time out here at FaZe, right? This is the first time they're going to have a conversation. The Des talked about it. They don't have a coach behind them, right? They've got the manager there. Unfortunately, Robin can't be here with the team, but Carrigan, he's got a massive brain on those shoulders. He's going to be able to come up with some solution to this, and as forecast, it looks like Broky's going to be bringing out the big green.
Close to an idyllic bye for both squads. Our 23rd round of play, now just a 2-round gap. Electronic looks like he's got some intent. Supported by the framework of utility, he's already up, and Carrigan, last time he tried his luck, boom, knocked him down. Same state of play. They've at least repelled the first test out of Na'Vi here.
But look at how Na'Vi are rerouting right now. This is very telling that they want to try something on the other side of the map here. They've been able to pressure FaZe, force out that utility a lot earlier. They're in the dark. This is fantastic for Na'Vi. That B pressure throughout this half has been phenomenal. And now they can chop and change, and now change the tide of the rounds here. Another smoke deployed over towards A. That's going to be the final smoke here. Nothing left for FaZe to defend with the grey screen. They're going to have to get it done with bullets.
They're not short on individual prowess, Chad, our FaZe clan.
This is on Robs here.
And they are charging into Rob. One and done. Low on Electronic. That should be finished by Twist, and he's done it. Broky alongside for the ride, running out of players. Na'Vi can't get through. It's only Perfecto. Baits the shot. Beautiful move and a great headshot, but down in the flames. Falls to his own. Started to conjure a little something magic there, but falls foul to his own flame. 30.
Summit would be proud.
Yeah. Wasn't on that major grand final stage, though.
Fantastic stuff for Broky. Brings out the AWP. They deal with it, and you can see the change there. Timeout back from Na'Vi here. Coach Blade on the mic. This comeback was looking good. Now starting to get in hot water. 3 more rounds for FaZe to pick up map #1. We've got Nuke waiting in the wings as map 2. Ancient as the 3rd and final decider if we do need it.
It's quite the map haul.
FaZe might have to make some adjustments here, right? They've noted now, more often than not, that it's fast banana play. Consistently charging up the multiple Molotovs to make sure they can't play sandbag, they can't play mouth of banana. Room taken off them here, and well, here's the little bit of a whoopsie from Perfecto in the flames, goes on down, does get that kill. Getting fired up our FaZe. Looks to be same again here, same utility to be deployed top banana.
Oh, that will leave a mark. Blind on retreat. They do elope. Still, it's Perfecto. Even though he caught that flak, he finds himself at the front of the pack, changing that now. And Rain wants answers, gets some more than an answer. He gets ahead, and he's not done. He goes for the full commit and gives away the advantage immediately upon acquisition.
Look at this.
Robs wants to change that again. Oh, head on a swivel. There's so many options here, and he started to find some safety.
It's been spotted.
And look at the ankle adopted by Electronic. He should be cut short, and is. Na'Vi have solved the mystery.
And Twist right now.
Oh my God, look at how many are encroaching onto Twist location. This is so tantalizing. They don't know! And Twist only gets the one! A quick react out of it. And that will be enough. That will be enough to return us to that 2-round gap.
FaZe are having real issues with this.
Yeah.
Over towards Banana, they're having a tough time of things. They tried aggression this time around, it hasn't worked. And right now for Karrigan, you're going to have to wonder, what can we do differently? Because if your A anchors aren't getting the job done when they're coming to their site, then that's big issues. If they're coming towards B and they're brutalizing with utility like they're putting pressure on Shaw. This might have to fall to Brokey to take some aggressive stances with the AWP here.
Na'Vi are consistently getting that bomb down.
Loss bonus now in the favor of FaZe. So as far as the buys go, they can do this save by. At least they can stay competitive down the home stretch. But if Na'Vi pull this one back, we had a massive first half haul from FaZe. This was their game to lose. The fact that they win the pistol, Rain gets that ace, looking absolutely phenomenal right now. They get the conversion in the second.
But this is the CT side.
It should be easier for them right here, but they're having a tough time of things. As again, Na'Vi, they want to continue to test this. Brokey with the AWP takes a shot, is going to be pushed off the line. That utility, it's so overwhelming. And now they know the Orb's here.
They're getting away with it every time. Confirm again, the Orb did not relocate. How are both of these T sides from FaZe and Na'Vi alike so imposing? Util from Na'Vi, still plenty of it. Still up, Karrigan staring at a grey screen. Flames rattle in. There's Twists in a crossfire with his leader to hold and respond to this mid-control. Ouch! Karrigan goes wide. And his eyes fade to black. Electronic may have actually screwed that up a little. Looks good though. Large smoke presence from Na'Vi. They are really slowly strangling this FaZe Clan defense. Can they find any way to disrupt this, or are FaZe gonna fall yet again to this Na'Vi execute? Biding their time. Rotates a coming. Rox looks for something, and he just gets led straight between the eyes. Another headshot added to the tally of Bit, and just as simple as that. Can they maintain? Looks like Simple. He wants to take more away, will pay the price. Brokey with the information that they are continuing to try and force the issue. Take everything away from FaZe.
Has to be a little bit careful here. It's not like Na'Vi are out of the water. They can't throw too many bodies at this. So they might just contain them to B, make sure that they can't leave the site. You can see here from Electronic, they don't want anything else to do with this. But this is fantastic work from Na'Vi now. They're understanding the setup, how to deal with it. FaZe are throwing every trick in the book right now Na'Vi's way. Like that right there was mid-retake utility. You saw that smoke dribble over top mid. They were going for mid-retake utility. Na'Vi had the perfect response. Drop a defensive Molotov. They can't push up porch side. You only have to worry about long side. They get that kill. And they get the round.
This is going to be a story of two T sides.
It's going to get more brawly now. Right? I think the FaZe have to start taking a couple bit more liberties in fights they want to take. Maybe take 3 towards B, extinguish the utility coming their way, barrel down Banana, take a fight, be a bit more aggressive in halls, in boiler, try and find that pick on the lurker towards second mid. Because right now, it's not the same fashion the way that FaZe were able to pick up their T rounds, but Na'Vi are doing similar scenes. They're getting control of the map much earlier, and then they're applying this pressure to FaZe, and the individuals, they're not standing up right now.
Big round of play. Boomich, blind, catching nades, catching flak. He's already very, very low, but still FaZe fly their flag. Top Banana. Oh, what a flash. No punish. It's Karrigan that wants answers again. Rain tucked in close, hoping to find that early advantage that has eluded FaZe Clan. Na'Vi have been so stubborn. And that's a little oopsie. We do see starting to run out of the additional utility.
Yeah, they've just forced out so much early here. Sure, Rain has a little bit left over. That's the best they have to boast right now is Na'Vi. They are looking threatening here. Grouped up, ready to go.
First map of the PGL Major Grand Final. Number 1 versus number 2. Reigning champs release the nades. Keeping them guessing. Carrigan thinking it through, may have overthought it as here they come. It's Twist and Rain, nice headshot. Rain finding 2 on the entrance. It's a third and a Rain repels, but it's not done yet. Bits makes it so. Bomb needs to be planted. Can they contend? Oh, he saves them as well. It becomes a 2-on-2. This is winnable despite the heroics of Rain. Na'Vi pulled back into the fray from Perfecto and Bit. It's the A players now from FaZe trying to find a way back in. Oh no, bad smoke. On the hunt. Perfecto, the healthiest member of this retake, and he still stands up. A second and that'll do. Na'Vi recover. FaZe did everything, let me correct myself. Rain did everything and it's still for nothing. 3 kills from a B defender, Chad, and it does not translate into a round.
Again, Perfecto. I can't stop saying his name, right? Those impact kills late. If Carrigan swings on out, spams him through the box, the bomb gets dropped, there's no time left. Perfecto here is the safe pair of hands that Na'Vi need in this comeback.
You saw Bit's health as well. If Perfecto isn't as precise as
this one here.
Look at that
That's
shot.
such a huge kill.
Oh, Perfecto refuses to surrender. Will not bow out of this, and we're all tied up. All tied up after an explosive start from FaZe. Na'Vi, they have found their footing. Perfecto, 22. And it's Brokey who puts him down this time. Quick clawed back in this battle for Banana, endlessly waging on. And there's pressure being applied all over the map. Electronic flirting with the fading smoke and finds nobody home. This is early to be having so much of this territory. A well-placed molly, but it's Rob. Slips off, another from Brokey. 2 in the round on that defensive orb. He may need more as Twist has gone down. And he's gone down as well. Bit! Drive-by onto Brokey. And Carrigan demanded to clutch, or Na'Vi will seize control and take the lead on Inferno. Spotted. Again, crawls through, and it's one of the 2, but Bit stands supreme. How many times has he been the last alive, Chad? 23 now.
Feels strange to say this, but it's FaZe individuals on the CT side. They're not stepping up with the multi-kills they require. They're knocking on the door, they're coming into their bomb sites, but they're not able to convert multiple kills. 1 is not enough because the trading right now is better from Na'Vi. They're playing as a unit, they're believing in this comeback, and they are getting fired up. Look at Simple there, 14-13. Now Na'Vi take the lead. An 8-0 start for FaZe, it means nothing, as Na'Vi want to rip this one away.
This could be heartbreaking considering how close, how ridiculously close FaZe felt. And on the CT side, no less now. A nervous gulp for this international roster as they can feel it slipping away. Simple again finds the opening. It's not a pretty buy. It's the best they could muster. They've rifled behind the sofa cushions, come up with nothing more than a couple of pistols. A singular MP9 Carrigan with just a CZ. And a whole squad chasing him. He does get 2! 2 on a pistol! Is there really something to be said about round 28? There shouldn't be. Brokey, a bit premature. Smoke down. Na'Vi need it. They've got the time to think it through. Wait for the smokes to fade. No boosts to be seen. Apart from this one right here. Oh, you rarely see a T side adopt that. It's given time though for Robs to be somewhat of a Late arrival. Oh, he needed that a bit again. Bests him. Now the plant's safe enough. Only a P250, and that's Na'Vi up to 15. 2 map points.
Just so steady here under pressure every single time. It looks like Na'Vi might be in a bit of trouble here. They just bail themselves out. They look calm. They hit the brakes. They wait. They hit the necessary shots, and FaZe, they can't find anything. They make it interesting. Sure, Carrigan with the double here, but this is such a comeback right now. 8-0 start. 15-13 the score reads. Carrigan and Inferno, this might haunt him forever.
10 T rounds, and it may not be enough. They've got 3 on the defense. 3 is all they can muster, unless... Is this going to be the final round of our first map of this grand final? Sport Palais thinks it may be. Quick shot through the smoke, aggressive banana control. FaZe are starting to look like their former selves, at least in the early posturing.
A little bit different here. Finally, some banana control right now for FaZe. For how long can they hold on to that defensive smoke? Long side might be the gap here. Twist as well now under pressure. Defensive utility drop. Rotation starting to come in. Na'Vi have a lot of space and a lot of time.
Easy to second guess yourself. This much pressure on your shoulders. Twist responsible in combination with Carrigan. Potentially going to be the Dane. Start his spray. Twist down, and no one provides a response. They have the numbers now on the commit. Carrigan. Trigger happy, it's Brokey. Zorb manages to find something, but already he's been silenced. Na'Vi's trades are so strong. Gets the bomb, gets 2 again! Carrigan does not surrender. And Simple's got 2! And the hand of the Dane, we go again! It had to be someone, and Carrigan's the one to pull up his socks and spray down 3.
Felt like he was just trying to bait a little bit of a room for his team right there, but having to do it all, the in-game leader.
Oh boy, last timeout. It's the last timeout in the last round. Should we go OT, they won't have that option, but that remains to be seen.
It's one of the first rounds since the very, very early stage of this second half that FaZe have been able to get full banana control. That's the difference maker right there. They're able to hedge, they're able to get the rotation in, they responded in time. Sure, they lost the opening killer Twist, but Carrigan makes up for that. But this is it, round number 30, map number 1. The buys are in for both teams. Na'Vi, they want to get it done 16-14, and FaZe want to take it to overtime. Here it is again.
Look at number 3. First 2, great. That's Simple on an AWP here, and bang. Carrigan extends play. Can they repeat that, though? They've been few and far between, sandwiched amongst 5 Na'Vi rounds, and Carrigan decides he will take matters into his own hands. Rain, aggressive on banana, and it looks like it! Carrigan sprayed! Last bullet finds them, and it's a bit now to recover. Na'Vi off kilter. Down a man, bleeding, and asking questions as to where the CTs may have burrowed themselves into. They have to clear. They're going to take time to do this. Uncertainty in the Natus Vincere camp now, and a man to the good for FaZe and for OT.
What a play to make right here from Carrigan. Aggressive maneuver, only gets 1 out of it, but has thrown this round into a tailspin. Na'Vi have been good in these number disadvantaged situations, but this time they have no space to work with, combing back through the map, looking for any CTs who are overstepping the mark right now, but a 2-2 split of the defenses, and Na'Vi, if they hit the side together, they'll have the man advantage. Their trading has been on point.
It's been very hard to get a frag, get away. Brokey would love that here in our 30th. Plays it conservative, understandably so. So much attached to a single round of Counter-Strike first map, and they are finding the frags. Simple in, needs a double, and lays down the law. 2 headshots, but they're running straight into the magnificent Van Dolken. And with a wave of his wand, he gets 1. Simple, though, can end it right here, right now, in a one-on-one, a battle of wits between him and Robs as he and Robs are about to clash. It's overtime! Robs
Took us a while to warm into this one, but it's bloody hot in here now, Antwerp!
I mean, we discussed how close and how dreamy of a grand final this is, Jad. And we go 15-15 on our first map of this grand final.
MR3, 10K now, notched onto the board here.
Oh, simple this
That second shot,
yeah.
Phenomenal stuff there. The one onto Twist was beautiful. Tried to play it smart, tried to be tricky. Robs keeping his cool, as per the namesake, gets the final kill, and here we go again. The aggression, the balls to go for a maneuver like that.
I really don't know who has that momentum now. It felt like Na'Vi really did awaken on that second half. FaZe, though, proved to themselves that it's not done. Little change up out of the defense here. Be interesting to see how far Rain gets. He's been having his troubles, he's been having his woes, but still looks to stand up tall. Maybe not anticipating this one. Carrigan reads the flash, turns it to perfection. A re-smoke on. Banana will maintain control, but upon the fade, maybe more to be done. Oh my God. I don't know if he knows. Perfecto looking right in him. It's Carrigan good for it. Simple, immediate smackdown through the smoke.
4-on-4, a lot of utility drawn out from FaZe here. Finally an aggressive maneuver to take some space. It might just walk straight into this one. Is Bit staying stoic, not overstepping the line right now as the rest of his team work on space elsewhere. Rejigging this defense, Twist back over towards the second letter of the alphabet. Joining Rain, who's perched up pretty. Info could be name of the game here for FaZe. If they do want to test the limits, dip their toe into the water, they'll know exactly where this fight's coming. If not, it's all on Twist and Rain to lock this one down.
Yeah, they're staying so static. Distinct number advantage for Na'Vi. And they set their sights on the second letter of the alphabet. It's Rain again, who should have great success. First in the scope, hard to track. Twist combined for the double, but it ain't done yet. Electronic tasked with a 1 versus 2 clutch on the greatest of stages. And he's got one already, but Brokey right behind. The Latvian holds fast. 26, that puts him on top of the table. Brokey, the very first from his nation to stand on a stage like this, an opponent like this. 1 round, the first of overtime, goes FaZe's way.
Definitely FaZe have refound themselves here, right? It was looking bleak for a while there. They were passive. They thought they were just going to walk this one across the line. But you can see Carrigan starting to look like himself. More aggressive maneuvers, getting stuck in, taking some fights, taking some liberties. Gets them the opener right there. Does get traded out, but sets FaZe up on the mantle of a 4-on-4. But we're getting it real close now in some of these rounds. RV back into the bite. Back in with this banana aggression, all that util, the smoke to extinguish anything coming their way. Perfecto this time round will just take all the space, all the control. Again, this wasn't noted last time round, so FaZe opting to set Robson Brokey up for success.
It's very well drilled. By taking all of that space immediately, FaZe are forced to start dumping. Hey cheese, defensive flashes. Twists. Buys time with Flame on the floor in mid.
It's going to test this.
He wants to. Oh, Brokey. He's been waiting for it this whole time. But Rob, 180 to the dome as Bit's gone. They look for answers in mid, but Boomich holds one. There should be a response in Brokey. FaZe have the advantage, but they don't have all the answers. And Simple catches Rob on his adventures. Cut short. Up long, Brokey disrespects the smoke and keeps FaZe hopes of a second on the CT side of overtime. It's Simple and Perfecto. No better pairing. 49 already. Just between the two of them. And it is Simple to test those waters up again. Rain, the pre-aim, leaves us right into the deadlock of a 2-on-2, and Carrigan not ready. Oh, he was, never mind, and Carrigan pulls 17. It's a thinking man's game is Counter-Strike.
looking to be the oldest player to win a major title. Carrigan steps up when the team needs him most. Flatline Simple, takes out Perfecto, and puts FaZe back into the winning ways here. 2 more now required. This trading out of Brokey here, he's just all across the shop, trying to find all this space. He gets it, and look at this. Carrigan wasn't ready for it, but able to adjust, gets the kill, ready for Perfecto, finds the frag. And Simple's frustrated with that one. This comeback for Na'Vi, maybe it was all for naught. Enough money to buy again. The plant's been there. Run boost across mid here, and delivery of the AWP. Neither shot connects.
Valiant attempt, final round of their defensive half of OT. The stubborn Norwegian backed up. Flash to support, facilitate. This is aggressive and yeah, punished. It's Perfecto that gives Na'Vi a man advantage very early. Goes back to the tuck shop, returns with plenty of goodies.
Might get a rude shock here, Rain.
Yeah, he may not be prepared for something this vicious. Straight away already, completely nullified. What can he contribute? Just staring at a smoke and loads his mag, nothing to report. And already it seems Na'Vi have set themselves up for success. A bomb down and a spray heavy into the first defender, the first responder, a deeper smoke. Will rise, frustrations trying to solve this on the fly. A FaZe, a little bit of summing for Twist. He thought he caught a glimmer of Na'Vi, but still 5 alive. What can Rob possibly do? You'd need something rather crazy. And Simple says no. This is it. There is one for Na'Vi, and Electronic makes it so. A triple to end it. FaZe just throwing everything they could. See what sticks. A 2-1 division. 17-16.
This is actually huge for FaZe. Think about how few and far between the CT rounds came. The fact that they get 2 out of the 3 possible here on their CT side. We know how good these T rounds were, but the question is, have these teams been able to solve the puzzle of the T rounds? Now that has to be asked for Na'Vi, as they're going to flick on over. They're going to be on the defensive side. And FaZe is going to continue with the slow default spread. It's all so long ago right now. But if you missed it, it was just FaZe with these very slow crawls, map control, buying their time, trying to target that arch side early, and then they had to change within the final few rounds of play. But that's where Na'Vi did come alive. It felt within the tail end of that first half they had solved the puzzle, and that AWP of Simple was a key component. It's out here to play.
What can we see off of that opening break? An AWP for either side. The Zoom bangers may very well clash. Simple thinks better of it. Pressure from the CTs. Certainly has been the name of the game. A choke hold over Banana and the B-bomb site. FaZe lay down the game plan. Change the state of play. 20 seconds on the smokes. What do they do? What do they build out of this? They're just crawling right behind the smokes, and already Simple caught off. Completely bamboozled. Only Bit would need to do something really crazy. Because FaZe, they have managed to put the 18th on the board, unless Boomich and Perfecto have anything to contribute. It seems he does. Boom. Takes down Carrigan, is reading the play, but back turns and Twist spanks. Oh, he spotted him out. Rocks will close. We have our 18th. Na'Vi up against the ropes, battered and bloody.
It's a real turnaround from Carrigan. He is up to 24 kills, the second highest for his team. This home stretch that they have been on, he has come alive. He has stepped up in a massive way. He didn't want to go down on a map like this. Inferno in a major grand final could not haunt him again, and he is showing us exactly why. Up and over, takes out the big man himself. Simple down. The second on the Electronic is perfect, and the third onto Bit. Phenomenal stuff right here. Carrigan cracks it open, and it looks like we might have cracked Na'Vi here as well.
Pulling out all the stops. chip damage. Margin for error, 0 for Na'Vi. Constant battle for this part of the map. T-side of FaZe was very potent. Na'Vi know that all too well. Cancel his plans from the can.
They're still coming. That's not enough to ward them off here. This could be the finish for FaZe, the 8-0 start. They want to do it right here, right now in OT number 1. Their map choice.
And they must have been hot under the collar after Na'Vi showed just how powerful they are.
There's doubt from Na'Vi right now. They're not quite sure where this one's going to finish. Simple's just been called off. He was floating over the goat. He's been called to stomp on out, and it's just going to be on Bimich and Perfecto. They have to get this done.
They need a multi-kill. They need all the frags. Perfecto good for it. Perfecto! He has held FaZe at the door. And it's Rain that tries to change the dialogue. 20 seconds. Where on earth can they find a way in? 15 as they really look to try to force the rotate. It's one man!
They're in.
Oh, that's the shot!
There's a red carpet
That is
into
the shot,
A.
Chad. I think this time 6, 5, 4. And the bomb goes down on the other side of the map. Now we have got so much to do.
3-on-3, bombs down, 40 seconds already ticking away here. They need to get a move on. They're all out of position, all rotating through the same corridor. FaZe are set up to shut this one down. Take map 1 right here, right now.
Rob's made this possible. Smoke to allow this gap to close. Bomb is half gone. Na'Vi's hopes and dreams with it. A couple of kills is all they need. And there's one. Simple, stubborn. Rob meets his fate. And his only broken to pull FaZe across the line. It's done! Every single member of that stage thought they had it at one point. FaZe, though, leave with the first map of this grand final. Overtime on map 1.
This man on your screen right here, bit of a fan favorite, knows how to work the crowd better than anybody, and he stepped up massively in the final throws of this map. He gets across the line with 30 there to shut things down, but what a game of Counter-Strike from an 8-0 start. Felt like a bit of a sleeper. The comeback from Na'Vi all the way to overtime, and then this.
Yeah, I mean, that's map 1. That is just a taste of how this grand final may very well go. And I think I want to hear what the panel, the experts have to say after one hell of an inferno.
Kerrigan, he's working the crowd, but he is working Na'Vi more. There is so much to talk about in this one, but FaZe, they lock it in on Inferno, even though the odds were against them after they actually gave them away a little bit, because after their fantastic start, they were letting Na'Vi back into this map. Where shall we start, Mathieu?
Let's talk about the emotional journey for the side of FaZe in this game, shall we? Let's talk about the 8-0 lead. Everything is coming in together. You could almost picture yourself already hoisting that trophy, and then suddenly the ghost of Inferno creeps on in. They start losing rounds. Nothing makes sense. People fails rounds they should never fail. We all can see it coming. We can all feel the choke coming. And Kerrigan, as a freaking hero, steps up and saves them. How poetic is that?
He said no. He simply said no, right? He was not going to live through another nightmare on Inferno. We saw it in Boston, and as you said, Kerrigan said no. Imagine, as a viewer at home, as a viewer in the arena as well, imagine the mental fortitude you got to have as a player in order to withstand the pressure you're under right here. It was a fantastic game of Counter-Strike, back and forth. I want to give massive credit to Na'Vi as well for fighting back and coming back into that game, and they were at a point up 15-13. They probably should have won Inferno.
They probably should have. And it felt like at some points in this game early on that Kerrigan, FaZe's fate to lift the trophy, it was predetermined. But the thing is that determinism ain't real. That ain't how it goes. That's not how it breaks down. Kerrigan exerting the most free will possible in these moments and actually showing that he can do it himself. His form throughout this tournament has been exceptional, and I'm glad to see it come out on map 1 of the grand final.
Unbelievable. Just the multi-kills in those crucial rounds, in those overtimes. Let's also spare a word for Brokey. I heard here on the desk, will he be able to do it? Will he be able to do it against the best in the world, against Simple? A resounding yes.
I called him out, and I said, I want to see Brokey play well. Without Brokey playing well, there is no way FaZe is going to take down Na'Vi. And in this game, there would have been no way, yeah. There would have been no way for FaZe to win against Na'Vi if not Brokey would have played well. He got off to a fantastic start, both with the rifle, but also with the AWP. As we talked about, Brokey, not the most aggressive player out there, despite being involved in a lot of opening duels this time around, but he has this explosive element to him, and Na'Vi couldn't handle him to begin with.
One thing about Brokey's presence on this map is that he disallowed Simple from doing so much. We saw every round in OT, Simple wanted to peek down mid with the op, but Brokey was holding the line, and Simple knows that tendency of Brokey. Because of that, he takes away some of the playbook of even the best in the world.
What a better start for Brokey. A player that we've talked about, the lack of experience at this level of Counter-Strike, to hit 12 kills in 7 rounds. It's the perfect hand being dealt. He's coming in with confidence, with enthusiasm, he takes charge. That's exactly the Brokey that I was hoping to see.
And we were talking about it, Mathieu, and we saw that camera of Simple sometimes hitting the table time after time after time. What does that say to you?
Tells me that he knows they should have had it. He knows they should have had it. I think they smelled blood in the water. They knew it was happening. They could feel, I guarantee you, when you're playing this game and you're Na'Vi, you can physically feel how stressed the FaZe players are. Some situations aren't going FaZe's way. Some kills aren't coming through. You're getting flanked and not getting killed. Rain is just giving his life banana. If you're Na'Vi, you sense this win coming over. And that's why we have the first.
If you looked at Simple in this game as well, look at the scoreboard, sure, he didn't have the best of the best game, but he was so razor sharp in that game.
Yes.
We saw a couple of the rounds, especially at 15-14, where he almost pulled Na'Vi back into that round and just lost out to Robs in the very last moment, you know, gambling on the fact that Robs would make a rotation. You could just see with your eye how razor sharp Simple was in that game. So, of course he's upset, of course he's frustrated, but that's the cool thing about Simple. Usually when that happens, you know what's coming from map number 2.
This round, though, round 29,
Heroic.
This is what we were talking about from Kerrigan. The fact that FaZe are in such a tight situation. Rops is on an island in pit. Kerrigan rotates in a little slow from Na'Vi to try to actually round that corner right there, and it allowed Kerrigan to activate himself.
And what does he do next round? When it's round number 30 of the first map of the major, he freaking rushes down middle.
Yeah,
How much does it say about the man? How much do you need? That's all you need to know about his character. Round number 30, he just goes down deep, sprays through smoke, gets the kill.
It's unbelievable. It's such a game of margins, right? And I think when we were talking about this game in the green room as well, how much is on the brink of, oh, Na'Vi make this heroic comeback and really kick them down in terms of FaZe. But FaZe, then they hold on to it, and then all of a sudden they get the upper hand going into this next map. And it's such a game of inches, Pimp. So what did it come down to then for Na'Vi? What was not working the way it was supposed to?
I don't necessarily think anything was wrong with Na'Vi, to be completely honest. I want to turn the coin the other way around and say FaZe, they've been in this scenario so many times. We praised them for always being in these close games, you know, always going into overtime. And they're getting experience, you know, at throwing rounds, you know, going into overtime and then still finding a way to win. So as much as I would like to point towards Na'Vi and say that was not good enough, I think the fact they fought back and at one point in the game had 2 match points in order to close it out was a massive surprise to me and was well done to Na'Vi. But when we got into overtime, I had the feeling, I've seen FaZe play this game before. I've seen them been in this situation before, and we know how good they are closing out these scenarios.
Absolutely. And the thing is that the only thing I would hold against Na'Vi is how slow their start was.
Yeah.
Once it got to round number 9, that was a completely different ball game. I mean, Na'Vi would have won it if it started on round number 9. That's the problem with them in this. That kind of start is not acceptable when you're going into the grand finals. You actually can't give that much of a hole. You can't dig yourself into that big of a hole that early on because you gave such a great effort to try to get back in that one. But at that point, it's just that you're fighting uphill the whole way.
Absolutely. I mean, if we're painting this final as a game of margin, then what about an 8-0 start? That's not even a margin. It's a full freaking page, right?
Yeah.
When you have Electronic, Bit, and Boomich who account for 0 kills after 7 rounds, finally Electronic, gets that first one. There's obviously a huge lack of kills, and this is why FaZe got off to such a great start, and that made the difference down to the finish line.
And what was also quite interesting, we were watching this unfold, and we had the first tactical pause out of FaZe in round 22, and you both echoed, Pimp and Maui, like, what is going on here, right? This is, you have a luxury if you're on the side of Na'Vi, you're making this remont, you have Boomich in-game, but you have Blade behind you. I mean, they made it work.
It is a potential weakness, to be completely honest, right? It's not a secret that the normal coach for FaZe is not here with them. So Karrigan has even more, I guess, responsibility in terms of calling the timeouts and making sure that the team is ready for it. To use your first timeout 22 rounds into the game is not necessarily a healthy sign, but also a sign of the fact that they did get off to an 8-0 start.
Pimp, isn't it also a sign of the fact that Karrigan just feels confident enough to give the information to his team within that context?
Sure, but I also do think we often on the desk and in general in Counter-Strike, we praise the proactive timeouts. You can be up 8-0 and still take a timeout in order to set up the team for success going on. So right now, there's no doubt that there's a lot of pressure on Karrigan's shoulders.
Absolutely, and I think Na'Vi needs another timeout, and they'll get one before we get on to the next one. It's going to be Nuke. We'll preview that after this.
Esports is what we live and breathe. For us, it's more than a game. It's a reality, where a group of letters can mean everything. Where Mirage is a place for bombs, battles, and glory, not an illusion. Where the true heroes are those in front of the screen. GG Bet. This is real.
The wait is finally over. Time for you to grab your tickets and watch greatness unfold at the PGL Arlington Major.
all due respect, we don't care about Arlington right now. We care about Antwerp. We care about those two teams on stage who are giving us a final to remember. Na'Vi versus FaZe. FaZe being able to clutch out that first map, and we're going on to Nuke. Talk to me, guys, about the pressure cooker that is this arena. Pimp, you've used this word before, but about what it takes for you to be on that stage and be able to or close it out or fight back if you're not.
Oh, it's hard to describe, right? It's up to each player individually. I'd almost say, some players cope with it in a different way. Others, thrive under that pressure. They almost love the pressure. I get the sense that Kerrigan is one of those guys who just love to be on the stage, love to be playing with the crowd. And the more pressure he gets, the better he performs as well. We saw that on Inferno. So I think all players right now are in their own mind right now. And of course, there's staff behind both teams trying to calm them down and let them put focus on what's coming ahead of them, which is Nuke.
I think this first map is such a test for the mental resilience of either side. It is about how you can manage your emotions when you are Na'Vi and you could see yourself win the first map, going into Nuke, a map that you have been warming up, rising up your level, but suddenly the dialogue changes, the story changes, and so you have to adapt. You have to think about it in a different way. It's not a sprint anymore, it's a marathon, and you have to pace yourself.
Yes, but the thing is that right now, FaZe have full trust in their entire team. Everybody on that team had their moments in map number 1. And at this point, when you see them down, even in a 2v3, 1v2, doesn't matter. They have full faith in their whole squad. The team has uplifted to a point where FaZe feels unstoppable. The fact that they weathered the storm in map number 1 gives them such a mental edge coming into Nuke.
I'm glad we're looking at Electronic right now, because I think the world is looking at Electronic. He had a rather quiet Inferno game. We're moving on to Nuke. He used to be the absolute reference on the T side. Remember, Na'Vi is going to start there. He's going to have to pierce through that defense. Whenever Na'Vi were unplayable on Nuke, it was no way to avoid Electronic.
Let's go back 2 days if you're a Na'Vi fan. You're standing in this quarterfinal and you're playing Heroic. You play Inferno, Heroic's map pick. Heroic beat you on Inferno, but you go on to win that series, which in part helps you get to this final. What did they tap into then, Pimp, and what will they have to tap into now in order to do that again?
Let's go even further back than just that game, right? Coming into the major, Nuke was one of the question marks for Na'Vi. We didn't really know where to put it. It was a very strong map for them during the PGL major in Stockholm, and one of the few reasons why myself and a lot of experts out there were doubting a little bit in Na'Vi. The map pool, was it as strong as it was during the PGL major in Stockholm? I would have said no, because Nuke was not part of that strong core. Now, 2 days ago, as you said against Heroic, that's when we for the first time saw Na'Vi play Nuke again, and they did it to a very high level. Yesterday as well, even higher level, absolutely demolishing their opponents. So, just a couple of days ago, we actually questioned whether or not Na'Vi could play Nuke. Today, I don't think we're afraid of that.
We're not. Or Electronic is not either.
No.
That man had a monster performance against Heroic. He couldn't lose a duel. While playing outside, while playing that defensive side, 24 kills and a half. Unbelievable numbers that he was putting up there, and he was outmaneuvering everybody from Heroic. He was outplaying in the mid-round. He was finding openings for his team. That is something that he is going to need to do today. We have put so much pressure on him to be this big game player. There's no bigger game than now.
I agree that the defense for Na'Vi was strong as hell. I absolutely agree, except they're going to start on the T side. Yeah. And this is where the story gets a twist right here. If you're FaZe, with that win on Inferno, you have been gifted the greatest opportunity you might ever dream for. You're moving on to the CT side of Nuke to close the grand final of the major. Against Cloud9, 8-1 on the CT side. Flames, 10-1 on the CT side. They've been rock solid on the defense.
Maniac, what does your gut tell you when you're looking at this phase and the way they bounce back even within the context of Inferno? Will they close the door?
Look, the seed of doubt has been planted by Rain making a few mistakes on Inferno. I'm going to start here because he is the pillar when it comes to the outside defense of FaZe. I think whenever he's in the zone, he's unplayable, untreatable, unavoidable. But on Inferno, he lacked that measurement. He lacked that composure at times, and he needs to reset. We've painted him as a potential MVP candidate for this major, but that takes a better performance on Nuke.
My gut feeling says FaZe right now. I think they've been gifted Nuke in this matchup. I think the fact that Na'Vi picked into Nuke is a gift and a half for FaZe. It's 96 days since FaZe last lost on Nuke. Ooh. They have taken down teams like Copenhagen Flames, NIP, Cloud9, Mouse, Furia, and Heroic. Most of those games being single digits, which means they weren't even close at all. It's a team that is playing Nuke right now, where I would call them the best team in the world on the map, and that is the map Na'Vi choose to pick against FaZe. That is a task and a half.
Pimp, I'm on the other side of the coin. I got Na'Vi. Look at the last 22 rounds. Look at the last 22 rounds of what they did on Inferno. They were the better team. They won more of those rounds. It was just a slow start that hampered Na'Vi in that map number 1. They have come to play. They've woken up. I don't know what it took for them, but they're here right now, and I think that those uncharacteristic mistakes from Rain are such a huge cause for concern because Na'Vi have one of the best and most innovative outside approaches. The little smoke that they throw next to Mini Garage on that corner, Electronic has made that his default. He has mastered that. He's cornered it. He's written a book about it, and he's ready to slap Rain in the face with it.
See, I buy your recency bias here a little bit because you're right. The last 22 rounds, it's been looking very solid for Na'Vi. They have rediscovered that the Nuke is a map they can play at a very high level on LAN. All I'm saying is, if that was the best map you could pick as your own map pick going in against FaZe in a final, are you really in a good position? Are we really not doubting that Na'Vi's map pool is not as strong as we thought so? I think FaZe have been given a gift here.
How poetic would it be for Na'Vi to fight back on you? If anything, the map that had put them on that Stockholm podium, right? The map that made them unplayable back then when they lifted their first trophy, and now when we have doubted their map pool, when we have criticized it, we've picked it apart under the macroscope, suddenly they pick up pace and momentum on that map and they fight back, push us to number 3.
And we've seen good T-styles out of both of them, actually. Unfortunately, Na'Vi couldn't push it enough to close out that first map. But Maui, you say about Electronic, right? You say about that smoke. We have a Kerrigan here who has seen that. He has seen that many a times. Do not have faith in him to not walk into the trap that many teams have before him on Nuke versus Na'Vi.
Electronic does know that smoke better than anybody. You know that Kerrigan's looked at the footage, though. The thing is that Na'Vi, they got mix-ups on it. They're not always going to use it the same way. Electronic has at least 4 different plays that he runs with that singular smoke, and you never know what he's going to do with it. They throw the same nades every time. They make it look identical. It's just where does he pop out of it? And the thing is, at the end of the day, Rain versus Electronic right now, with the form that I've seen with them in the playoffs, I'm picking Electronic to win that fight.
Look, the only worry that I have for Na'Vi, when we talk about T-side, we do the comparison with Kerrigan and FaZe, that I think sometimes they like that one kill, one round kind of simplicity to the game. If you're Kerrigan, you don't always have to use your 5 million neurons. Sometimes it's just a contact play. It's a kill that gets you in. You can take a deep breath. Na'Vi play a very deep Counter-Strike on Nuke.
Listen,
it's
there's
very slow, it's very annoying, and it'll take the oxygen out of you.
You're right, and you're almost taking the oxygen out of me right now, Matthew. I just want to pull out one more point right here. The fact that there's no weak link within FaZe when it comes to Nuke. Rob's being the highest rated player for this team with a 1.33 rating on average whenever they're playing Nuke. Guess who's the lowest rated player for FaZe? Kerrigan with a 1.17. If that is supposed to be your weak link, you are very, very strong on Nuke.
FaZe on match point, on major point already. If they are able to close it out on Nuke, let's see if Na'Vi can fight back with our casters.
Thank you very much, Antwerp Sport Palais. It is the second map of our grand final. Nobody knows whether we go to 3, but it is going to be a lot of fun to find out. We've got any Na'Vi fans in the house? I'll take that as a yes. And how about a little bit for FaZe Clan? Damn, I'm calling that 50-50, Chad. We are getting ready. We're going into the pistol. Second map, FaZe on the very edge. A map to the good. Inferno in the bag. Picked up in overtime. A CT start for FaZe Clan. Ray, Brokey, Twists, Rops, and Kerrigan to receive Na'Vi. Already. A lot riding on this Norwegian shoulders as he, with the Glock, no less, Boomage gooshes him. Smokes are in, the flash, perfect, destined to find Rain, and he's blind, but he is not dead. He stands for 2, out of Rain, long range, he looks for more. He has support, and Brokey, oh, he puts 2 into the net. And that's gonna feel sensational. 5 alive in the pistol of the second map.
How does Rain recover from that? The insta-goose right there from the heavens, dropped on down to low HP and course corrects for 2 massive kills. This guy has been phenomenal on the CT side of pistols so far, and Brokey comes on through. He wants some. Doesn't want to leave it all for Rain here. Twist with the final, and that is a great start for FaZe. No plant, no kills, nothing for Na'Vi to know as they move into round number 2 with just a couple of light upgrades here. P250's Deagle in the hand of Simple. That's the best they have to boast right now, is Simple up and over. going to find a leering head, has the opportunity to look for Rain. He's going to be tasked with dealing with this yard round after round.
Just having a little glance across from Trophy. Rain trying to use every trick in the book to find information in the absence of a fight. And there's a flash for it. Oh, he gets away with it. Spotted simple and as easy as that. Rain racks up his fourth as well. Electronic leaping down to his demise and a clean sweep.
There's no way that FaZe start this half as strong as they did Inferno. That 8-0 streak, and then we went to the overtime barn burner here. If FaZe are able to get off to such a lead so early again on the CT side of Nuke, this could be lights for Na'Vi here. This man on your screen, Bit, he went through the last major, his first major, without losing a single map. This time round, it's the grand final. He's already dropped one. They have to fight back here.
Yeah. A strong CT haul from FaZe would certainly roll out the red carpet.
Look at this, there's 3 of them here, Alex.
Quick finish, and yeah, they have already called quite an ambitious setup. So Rain responsible for the low side. Smoke enables and facilitates an early presence, a knock on the door out of Electronic, but he may not be ready for this. They're flashing top side. Na'Vi trying to apply pressure all over the map at the same time. Look at this, and already Rain doesn't account for Electronic. Carrigan, the knee-jerk reaction is to go poking and prodding into lobby, but Bit snaps his neck upon arrival. So Na'Vi already get their teeth deep into round 3. The CTs, they hedge their bets. Twists gonna have the opportunity for greatness right in front of him. Has he really got what it takes against Simple? Bit throughout this half is going to be tasked with maintaining control of that lobby. He's passed his first test, and it seems so have Na'Vi.
Might be committing here. Look at all the bodies heading down towards this lower side. Broky's already up and in the window here. Could cause a bit of a ruckus. Hasn't been cleared out just yet, and there is a gap right now. 30 seconds on the clock. Broky spotted out now. Boomich takes care of that one, and just one man to find a Rops. I'm sure he wants to hold on to this M4. 20 seconds. Bomb to be planted. 40 thrust onto the clock, and round number 1 for Na'Vi secured. Would have to be a 1-on-5 here for Rops. I don't think he wants anything to do with this.
Yeah, a little lackadaisical from Rain on the way up secret there. Was the first to fall in that house of cards quickly, did come tumbling down.
Was a bit of a risk there from FaZe, right? So that they left yard weak. They knew that Na'Vi were going to take that space. So what they operated with doing was strengthening ramp and trying to rotate down lower and get ahead of them. But wasn't ready for the fast moves of Electronic. He has been fantastic towards that yard position. So this is great for him. Didn't have the best of games over there on Inferno, but if he can start off Nuke in a strong fashion towards yard, that's what the fight's all about. Rain versus Electronic and the space that they can take.
Right. Full team effort that round from Na'Vi. Only Perfecto without the frag. Rops was the one he was supposed to be finding, but everyone gets off the starting marks.
There's enough money here for FaZe to invest again, and that's by virtue of those first 2 rounds being clean. Nobody died in the first 2 rounds of play for FaZe, so the residual cash left over. So let's get the buy coming on through, and Na'Vi will know exactly this. I'm going to worry about a couple of booby traps in a round like this.
Typically, you need a lot of incendiaries to slow and stop anything quick towards the top side.
Well, let's see if they go for a gamble again, right? Because they were happy to give up space early here. They might want to do the same again. Towards main with Twist. Rain to oversee yard on his lonesome here as Broky tries to batten down the hatches towards the A site. No quickness this time out of Na'Vi. They're going to be taking their time as the smokes fly on over and obscure the vision of Rain. Just be selling a couple of footsteps there from Electronic. He's postured forward, now backs off. Plenty of utility left for Na'Vi if they want to go for a second wave with the mollies, with the flashes, a couple of smokes too as Carrigan. This is a ballsy play.
Yeah, no, he is looking to destabilize. He knows he'll go down, but how many, if any, can Carrigan get from this booby trap? Twist is the one to provide an overwatch. Rain in hell, and that's Carrigan spotted. Oof. And allowed to retreat. They hold on to their advantage and extend it as well. Simple sat down. 48 Na'Vi, 3 components left. And still room to maneuver, Brokey hard commits to defend the top site. Chip damage, twist, and Brokey, they are doing it. Brokey has held them at bay. A quad kill from the Latvian. Na'Vi, very brief celebrations. FaZe up to 3.
Brokey's keeping his cool here. He's never been in a major grand final before. Rain and Carrigan, sure, we all remember. The Na'Vi players, Simple's been in 4, Electronic's been in 3. This is the second for Bit, Boomich, and of course Perfecto here as they look to go back to back, but FaZe look to change the history books. They would be the first international team to ever win a major.
Back in the day, we thought it was impossible, and Rain believed. The longest standing member stands to receive Na'Vi.
What a menace here. He's tucked in again. He's taken the first fight and they're still coming his way. Rain's looking to do more damage.
He has a smoke, but he might just use his weapon. They're ready, but so is he! Rain! That is absolutely ludicrous! Na'Vi! The round's just begun and only one remains. It's Bit. To lift a major trophy in your rookie year is something very few can boast.
Show us that one again. The Norwegian stepping up massively towards this yard position here has ruined Na'Vi's finances early, as it felt like it was going to be competitive. He does this, takes the fight ahead of the smoke wall here. That's the man he has to deal with. That's the heads-up duel, but this is it, just shutting it down. There's no way through. And Rain wins that one single-handedly here as Na'Vi are left scratching their heads. This is a great start right now from FaZe as Na'Vi have just lightly invested into this one. A couple of deagles, that's the best really they have to offer here. Limping a smoke forward, hoping to find a gap, hoping to create something. Some light utility, but this man can't be stopped. He wants to continue to take fights, and so does Carrigan. Finds Bit. First body in the grave for round number 6 of play.
Electronic wants trouble. But Rain is so dialed in right now, managing his angles. And the app waves goodbye to Boomich. It's one at a time. Last 2 around that red container. It's a solid dig. Will look to stay competitive as Carrigan is actually added to the Northy list. Oh, okay. This is scary. 2 remain and they have to just pull up their socks and find it. It's Twist to do just that. Finds 2 of his now 3 frags and it's 5-1.
Beautiful stuff right there. Great shots out of Na'Vi short. Put everybody on edge, especially FaZe, but they knew what they were. They wanted to take the fight. They took the fight to them in towards this yard position. There's a couple of those bangers again. Perfecto continuing to find this impact. Not to convert the round back into play now. No AWP here for Simple. Still going to be operating with these rifles in hand. Squeaky blown off. Maybe a pace change.
It looks like it. Threatening. But cancelled by the flame and smoke. So back to readdress the blueprints. Do they really want to test Rain again? They will deploy the smokes. Is it smoke and a commit? Remains to be seen. Na'Vi divide and look to conquer. Oh. Spot anything there. So Electronic will be primed, and now the pressure comes from elsewhere. Bit trying to be that lobby presence. FaZe flying blind at the moment. I think, oh, he's caught a whiff of Na'Vi's leader, and Boomich is the first to fall. Another frag for Rain. 10 already, and the round ain't done. Electronic pulls us back into an even 4-on-4. No info yard now. Rain gone. And only 13 seconds. Na'Vi need frags. Simple's found 2. He needs another now! And they can plan. Access to the site is granted, but Rock's looking to deny. A 1v2 for Robin, Cool, Electronic, and Robs. Huh? Okay. His brain fills with opportunity. Electronic adopts the angle so light on time. Robs needs to hit the first bullet upon contact. I sense, and not a chance. Not on Electronic's watch. It was simple and Electronic. In the dying lights of that round, they had, what, 13 seconds as contact is found, Chad. That was flying by the seat of their pants.
I think they were hoping the lobby push would come their way. That's why we're so late on here, but Simple having to do it all, just rolls on in. 3 massive kills, and Electronic will clutch out. You could see there, you wanted to get a new port of call for Robs, but it took way too long. Too many question marks here. Look at the buy coming in for Na'Vi. A little bit light on against purchase of a phase. They're looking limp here as well. Time, nothing towards that Yarn position early. They're throwing a smoke or two, and this is Carrigan trying to push on in. He's not going to get anything done. Perfecto's found the first.
That's an upgrade as well. Thank you very much. Boomich already breaks open the door. Flames put Twists down. Only Rain, and it's his site as well. Not just Yard. He's going to hold the whole site. Roki, aggressive over the top. A great AWP shot. AWP is not the only thing to boast. A double kill out of Rain, and now that bomb does need to be planted, but so much time, and already the gaps are closing. That 5-7, potent at close range. An interesting turn of events. 60 seconds cut down with a plant and a spotted out Robs. Rain last spotted main as well. They'll smoke him off. Simple. Already 2 frags to the good and a third. A tap. Doesn't quite steal it. Crossfire is to be broken, and it's Rain again. 3 kills. Can FaZe pull this across? He's tried every trick, and they do it! Absolutely nothing left in reserve, but a triple kill out of Rain, and when it rains, it does pour here in Antwerp. He started strong and seems to be holding on for the squad in the absence of the others. He defends that top site.
He's been an absolute rock right now. That round should be done. Simple and Electronic again, almost snatched one away. The 2 of them piecing this one together. Rain finds the timing, gets the first, chips his way forward, gets a bit of room to work with, and then even gets away. This kill onto Simple was great. He didn't want to continue to face towards Squeaky because he knew that's where Robs resided. Didn't want to give the fight over, but they give the round up instead. 6-2, 4-round lead is FaZe. They can get a bite back, but both of these teams here are a bit brittle in that department.
That's not pretty.
We're at a turning point right now. FaZe can consolidate this. They can run away with the half, and that is massive right there. More from Rain, another opener.
He's having a career high as he returns to the highs of 2018. Harvard Nygaard, age is just a number. As he looks to rack up more for him. Farming Na'Vi on the grand final stage. Boomich accepts his fate, and Simple joins him. There's nothing left for Na'Vi here, just misery upon arrival. A half buy, and Perfecto made a half ling, 20 HP. Nothing to be celebrated here as FaZe. They are up to 7.
Rain is an absolute beast right now. We're 7 rounds in, he's found 5 opening kills, and he's got 5 multi-frags. This guy is just an absolute monster. Locking them down, they can't get any space. The 1 round that Na'Vi got early, Electronic was able to flatten them here, but they're running out of ideas, they're running out of options, and Na'Vi now, this is feeling bleak.
I'm just gonna read the scoreboard one more time, guys. 16-4, it is round 10 in 9 rounds of play. Rain is pulling FaZe closer and closer to a trophy lift that will forever live on in the history of this video game. It's a full weapon round, a couple of compromises. If they could bring down Rain, Na'Vi would have a whole better chance at converting a third here.
Just need to not give over the opening kill. Just don't let him find that first frag. Make sure that he's kept quiet. Make sure he has to drop on back. Room has been granted. Na'Vi have done enough to ward him away for now. The reposition here up towards the heavens. Trying to deal with so many positions. They've slipped the net in multiple occasions. Warehouse, Secret, Main, all currently reside right now for Na'Vi.
Are they accounting for Boomich? Are they accounting for the gap that left by Rain as he repositions, and that is an opening? Perfecto. And looking to clear his corners, Carrigan meets Boomich and gets away with murder. Cold cold-blooded murder. 3 HP on him, but he's away.
Big push right here. They're going to get this lobby control. There's nobody home for Na'Vi. They're all gathering towards this yard position, the only place they have space. Karrigan's blocked the smoke. He's ahead of it. He knows that nobody's going to push their way down the vent. And already dealing with this lower site is going to be Robs.
So answers provided. Absence of Na'Vi in the lobby, but time sensitive, and you can see that Rob's opting for a passive approach. Perfecto wants to go arrive late elsewhere.
This is going to be way too late here. Perfecto's not going to be able to contribute anything.
Yeah.
Robs might be winning this one right here, right now.
He goes looking, and electronic brought down. There's another to be had, and the bomb is loose. Na'Vi, nothing, absolutely nothing. And no time for this one. FaZe will have won out the CT half in the first 10 rounds of play.
This is cruisy now, feeling cushy at FaZe. Sure they remember Inferno and how that one slipped through their fingers. They had to do it the hard way. But FaZe are looking hot right now, and the big red button has been hit. Na'Vi to call the timeout, getting Blade on the mic. They've had some pretty broken buys, right? They haven't had everything they need. A save from Perfecto here is going to bring the AWP into the hands of Simple for the next round of play, but nobody else can buy around him. And this one's getting away from them quick. Think about the nature in some of these rounds are happening. They're just all getting shut down to rain towards yard. When it is late, they're making it competitive, but they're not able to convert them every single time.
Okay, they've called upon Simple.
This is the thing, right? This is held across, but Karrigan's up to go into an MP9 here. You might see a bit of aggression coming out of them. Simple could put a stop to rain, and all this space he takes towards yard. He has to know this is in play, has to know it could be a possibility here.
Well, the flash certainly implies as such. Simple's first foray out yard finds nothing.
There's only so many options where Simple can look until he has to force the issue. And FaZe know this. They know that it's been saved into the next round of play. So they're not going to be jiggling corners as much. They're playing some different angles to make sure that they're not so susceptible to that AWP. But again, time seems to be the issue for Na'Vi. These rounds always tend to end so late as Rain is calling silo clear.
Can he really rack up any more? 16-5. He has been a thorn in Na'Vi's side. Constantly changing it up, constantly kept guessing, and Simple's AWP does naught. And now Rain can once again bring the pain. He's not even needed. One in the back. Bit the lobby luck, they know, and Karrigan does catch flag from that Tech 9. A great second, and they're closing the gap quick. Caught out completely. As we reach 9, now FaZe got off to a flying start on Inferno. We saw we did go the distance on it. Difference being this is the defense of Nuke.
This is the thing, Na'Vi were humbled here. They took what was more or not essentially a save. So now they can actually get into a full buy, have everything they need to operate with. And if they want to start the comeback again, they can. But they're never going to feel comfortable in this game with a scoreline like this.
It's now or never. You're down a map. Down 2-9. You're reigning champions. Up against the #1 undisputed contender. And Rain leaves empty-handed on his initial sprays. Na'Vi successful.
They're across here. They've got the space they're looking for, but the rotator's already on down. Going to be carrying him to deal with this. He's just playing a spot and fall, right? This is just for info. As soon as he gets any info, he's going to open that decon door. He's going to tuck his way. Maybe not.
Do they disrespect that?
Yeah, that's going to stall them out here. So they've got a couple of options. Wait this out or drop on back. They're pinned on into this juncture. Don't really have any space to work with across the map, and having to worry about this flank now. A minute on the clock, so still plenty of time. Na'Vi with plenty of space, but Karrigan trying to be an absolute nuisance here. Follows the nade through. Just very light smattering of damage there. Nothing to really write home about, but once again, Na'Vi have just been stalled on out. The rotations can come through. FaZe can get all this room as here comes the fight. Karrigan, he's going to take the initial exchange, but dropping back, forcing them further forward.
And it might be the first test for Robs in his ramp room, and already, and waiting, it's Robs on the double. And there's Carrigan for good measure. Only Electronic can stand in their way of a 10th. Necessary damage done. Can they convert? Up against it, up against the ropes. Simple Electronic, though, not to be underestimated. Brokey's off, he's out of the round. Simple, he takes another, and no! Twist will get it! Na'Vi just so close on the precipice of a third, and it's Twists to shatter their hopes and dreams as a 10th is in the bag.
This is miserable right now for Na'Vi. It's always Simple and Electronic in these late rounds trying to get it done. They're not getting the help from the team that they require. Sure, Perfecto's had a couple of nice shots in that Deagle. Bit only has 4 kills, and guess what? Boomich has started yet another map extremely slow. Inferno, who was kept on that donut for round after round, well, at least he's got 1 to boast to his name, but this is running away from them here. FaZe just needs 6 more rounds to 2-0 Na'Vi and pick up the first major trophy for all 5.
Carrigan's been at this since 2008, and it's Carrigan who meets the flames of Simple. Perfecto up top side. This is looking better than it has in time for Na'Vi. They've got the world at their fingertips in this round. Already a re-smoke to deny the boost and maneuver. They are down a man, but they have the control. Simple could shave some time off of the clock with the plant, punching in the digits, and a missed shot. Robs, a double orb, not ideal for a retake. Far from it. Maybe somewhat of an equalizer in this man advantage phase. Prepare for the commitment. 2 orbs looking to rain down hellfire from the heavens, and they get nothing at the hands of Na'Vi. 3 for Simple as they find something to remedy the hemorrhage. A bandage found. And you can see how close the rounds have been, because FaZe will have to swallow their pride in round 14.
Really important round right there, and FaZe with the number advantage. I think that lured them in, but you hit the nail on the head with this comment about the double orb. How are you meant to get in, even with that one way you don't hit the necessary first shot, and Simple will punish. That's a round back here, but Na'Vi, the best they can do is salvage this half. A buyback from FaZe here. They don't want to allow this one to steam out of control. Carrigan steaming forward here. He's in the thick of it. He's in the smoke. He's found the fight. He can't get the first. Boomich has got him.
But it's Rain, and he's got 2. Boomich and Electronic. Hamstrung, but stand strong. Only a FAMAS MP9. They fully invested here. Na'Vi already within touching distance of a 4th. But salvage is the word, Chad. Salvage is the word for this half. No room for error. And it seems it's going the way. Only Brokey could perhaps stand in the way. Could he be a spanner in the works in any way, shape, or form? The answer, a resounding yes.
2 of them alone. This is possible.
Okay, Brokey. They want him, and he stands up again! 2 headshots from the Latvian! The Latvian!
There's a chance!
Can! It's 45 seconds, and the bomb will go down, but look at their health! Look at their health! Robs puts on the red cape. Has he really got a hero in him? Info. Boomich pulls the trigger. Robs tentative, hesitant. Overthinking now as he just needs to put a bullet into both of them. They're both so low. The crossfire engage with both simultaneously. He knows. Well, not one bullet. Just connect, but there's Electronic. It's Na'Vi 4. With a tiny scrap of health, they do recover it. Finest margins separating these teams and these rounds.
Done the hard work here again. It's late from Na'Vi. But they are posting the rounds on the board here. They've broken FaZe. That purchase that they just made, it was audacious. They wanted to take the fight before things got out of control, but now they have some massive problems here. Contending for round number 15 to try and deny the 5th for Na'Vi. Just a couple of upgraded pistols and a couple of MP9s. Fantastic work on the openers there for Na'Vi, but can Rain again really be that nuisance, posting up with the Deagle in hand. Might be able to completely circumvent his position here with the smokes already up. You can see so many dotted towards this yard position. And as they stay completely silent and quiet, Now control will be relinquished. FaZe will have to give up this room, and that means they're going to tuck in towards the bomb sites.
It's unannounced. Not a peep out of the FaZe comms.
Now we have all the advantages in a round like this. Util in their favor, weapons in their favor. FaZe are just going to try and get this done with the weakest of buys.
Yeah, you've got to do it dirty. And the first opportunity goes awry. How many more will they get in a round like this? Final round, second map, first half, and just pistols. Peanuts, a nice shot though. It's one out of Brokey. You need to hold on more where that came from, and Na'Vi do not buckle. They will not succumb to your meager Diga, and one left. Just one, he's gone. A 10-5 half. Can we categorize that as a recovered Na'Vi?
They've definitely recovered the half here. 3 consecutive might give them a bit of momentum, but they need this pistol round. They desperately need this pistol round in the second half to start things off early, because if they're on the back foot again and they have to battle back, Na'Vi can do it. They brought it back on Inferno, but you would love to give yourself a bit of breathing room. This team looks stressed. They look tense right now. Everything is working for FaZe. Sure, Rain, 18 kills. It bought you a massive buffer, but it's a buffer. It doesn't matter. It's the major grand final here. You just need to get that 16 on the board. Simple and Electronic, they've been absolute stars to help Na'Vi out in round after round. Leading the charge here, Perfecto not too far behind, but now on this defensive side of things, Bit, he's going to look to be tested over towards ramp. Boomich plays an influential position, rotating around. Everybody needs to activate for Na'Vi now. If they want to take this to a third, if they want to deny FaZe, getting this 2-0.
You know Carrigan has walked them through this pistol. Every movement, every shake of their tail. Well drilled.
Pace to this.
Whoa! A goosh! The first connection, and Electronic on notice. Look at this as Robs, they will react to the descent, but he is quick on their heels. Simple, burnt out, he knows, and so do they. He will fall in a battle of attrition. It's Boomich that does nothing, and this compulsory pistol completely denied. Rain got Perfecto dead to rights, and it's spotless. Stone-faced off FaZe as they're 5 away from doing what no international team has done before in front of an arena sold out to the rafters to celebrate Counter-Strike. Sport Police, are you enjoying this? Counter-Strike has been our game of choice, and we all are here united in celebration of its greatness. It's nothing more than a forced buy out of Na'Vi. They need a miracle. They need something special, and they've certainly got the players to do it.
Lots of bodies here, need to hit the shots.
My son, he's only got the dig, Chad, he's got nothing else.
Just trying to lure them in here. Look at the trap that's been set up. It's been run time and time again from Na'Vi in this tournament here. They're going to clear their corners.
Oof. Sketchy, and that's lovely. That's supposed to be a frag. Electronic has met Rain, and he does it again. 21 for Rain, and he may not be done. One back, a shot across the bow, twists, takes one, and it's still Rain, still a problem. FaZe Clan counting on him now, united with Robs. This is competitive out of Na'Vi. They have achieved a mid-round, but it may not last long, because Perfecto's been hunted. Rain is such a big game player, and a big game hunter, as he looks for another headshot. And breathes life into Na'Vi's nuke. That is exactly what they needed, Chad. One blip for the heart monitor as Na'Vi may not be done. Let me see that again. Bang! Oh, you naughty boy. 19 years of age, this kid, and he's pulled Na'Vi back from the brink. That's the second round force spy converted, and Rain was online the whole time.
4 massive kills for Bit right there. Need to string 2 together here. Na'Vi not out of hot water just yet.
They might want to test him again. I'm not sure I would after the dig. Magic. He's the only one with the M4, and Bit puts Robs on the floor.
Oh, that's the AK down right there. The biggest weapon right now with this FaZe force spy. It's already been dumpstered. Bit wants to get this out of dodge. He will. Very risky maneuver right there, but has completely denied Na'Vi picking this weapon up, so removing one instrument from the FaZe arsenal here.
Can they really do one back? This shifting power, courtesy of Bit.
But they're down, and on the sound cue there, Brokey spamming away. Will get found, the bombs drop, but that's not confirmed. Kills continue to come Na'Vi's way, and it feels like they've dealt with this now. Karrigan been able to find a little bit of room, and Rain down the vent! I know where he is, but this is where Karrigan has to activate. There's still plenty of time on the clock, gives him a smoke. Can cause a couple of issues for Na'Vi now. It's all on Karrigan to find the room that Rain has provided.
Trying his luck, and how is the back turned again? Another upgrade. 2 frags, starting to level things out. This advantage crumbles, but the time is a problem. If they could just find Perfecto, it's a no. And it's a 7. Simple, you can see, fully focused on the objective ahead of them. They have to have a strong defense. 5 demanded of FaZe.
That's all they needed right there from Na'Vi, though. They're back in this game, right? I know the scoreline right now, there's still a 4-round deficit, but the fact is FaZe are going to have to take a save. They can't force by back in. They didn't get the plant. They get a couple of kills. They keep Na'Vi stressed, but there's no way you can continue to push the issue here. You are going to have to sit back on your haunches and just rock with 4 Glocks and a Deagle in the hands of Rain. Now, Rain will have to do something out of this world. He has been amazing. But to claw them into a round like this where they've already lost drops, he hits the deck too. Electronics starting to light up the scoreboard, and the Na'Vi CT side beginning to wear into action. That's a clean sheet.
Spotless. They will once again be equipped slightly light on. 5 Kalashnikovs brought to the server for round 20.
Yeah, whatever FaZe's opening move here is, they are going to have to follow through. They don't have enough to go back for a top execute, no crowd control utility to make this one interesting. So stalling this one out, taking some time, leveling the playing field with the utility before you get stuck in with your smoke wall appears to be the name of the game. Squeaky blown off, lobby presence noted, and you can see them just sitting back. Now they deploy the smoke wall. Now they can get them some space to work with. And it's Rain again to take this on his lonesome. Clearing out Electronics' favorite hidey hole.
So the wall down and a full magazine expended should mark across and a safe passage for Rain.
It's all about how they deal with the rotations right now with Na'Vi, where they pull them to across the map. Now on the pistol round, FaZe look great at doing that. Let's see if Karrigan has another maneuver up his sleeve here.
Rob's tasked with holding that info push. Should they arrive in the lobby, there's plenty to deal with. Now, Rain's getting answers elsewhere. No one has found a frag, and it's Rain to break silence and break ranks as Na'Vi now on the back foot. Can Simple step up when they need him? With no bullet, no problem! The USP! 1 bullet away from the double. He should be dead and is, but Perfecto kept honest on 1. And Bit handed a very tasty morsel. The wallbang just off. Bomb is down! And Rain, 26 and counting. Holy! It was so manageable, but Rain has found form unlike anything we have seen before from him. This is his grand final right now. He's 1 map up. He wants to do it for Karrigan as well as all the other boys. Every day of this tournament passing, discussing the potential as you edge ever closer to it. Now you couldn't be closer than ever before. A map up. 12-8 up, the final half of the second map. Does it go the distance? Rain doesn't seem to think so.
And a second timeout taken from Na'Vi here. This is such an important round for them. They have enough to get in another bye. But if FaZe win this, they will break them.
Look at that. He took a thing on the first
He was on
fight.
2 HP. Rain was on 2 HP in that situation right there. Bit showing nerves. That was an easy kill on a silver platter. You could see they're getting ahead of himself with that spam, unable to connect, very flustered stuff. But Na'Vi, this is it. This is their opportunity to stop FaZe now. If they lose this one, if they lose everything, FaZe are going to take this one home.
It's not pretty. Couple of sacrifices. And there's one sacrificed. A quick back from Brokey. A necessary response. And it looks like Rob's adventure out squeak is cut short immediately. It was Rain and Rops that went poking and neither come back. You can see the mix up. They've set Simple up for success. And enables the other pieces to maneuver freely. Hesitance from FaZe. Down a man. Down on their luck. 4-round lead, but on the T side. Every round hard fought. And the reigning major champions stand in their way.
Simple so sketched out. There's no information towards Yard for Na'Vi whatsoever. Doesn't know if they're wrapping Heaven. Don't know if they're going to be from lobby. But Carrigan knows exactly where this one's going to finish.
So do we. Smokes are up. This is the go sign. Slinking out and looking for blood. Doesn't find it. Carrigan down as well. Na'Vi hold fast. Brokey doesn't have time for anything magical. He'd rather preserve the big green. Round 21 reaches its anticlimactic conclusion.
That's a gift from the god right there, quite literally. They might want to try and get this back. The fact that Brokey has this is huge into the next round to play here. I don't think there's enough money to be able to buy another AWP for Simple. So that means he's going to have to operate with a rifle alone. Maybe he can get dropped an AUG at best, but he will not have an AWP. I just don't think the finances are there right now. The buy behind this is going to be light on for that of FaZe. It's going to give some questions right now for Carrigan of how they want to proceed. But if Brokey can find an opening here, right, there's a couple of pistol upgrades behind this. If he can drop a body, drop a weapon, we know that FaZe are consistently threatening. So if he can find the opener, he can be the way into a round like this for FaZe.
Na'Vi well aware that it could be in the mix. And the marching orders state, do not catch that bullet from the AWP, the most threatening, ouch, for FaZe into our 22nd. An opportunity as well for Na'Vi just to remind themselves of what's at stake, a slow round with a distinct advantage.
They're going to try and make room for this AWP here.
Practice your bunny hop. And no one gets away. It's one out of Brokey's AWP. Multiple required. Ooh, just past the eardrum of the boosted player. And so, now a 2-round deficit emerges.
Yeah, Rob's here, P250 in hand, 30 seconds left on the clock. Absolutely no hope in this one. Just hoping to get a kill or two here. Brokey's having a fantastic game. Squeaky's going to swing on open, runs on out, and Boomich is going to take care of that. Gets his 7th kill. Rain's been having a great game, 26 to his name, but Brokey, 19. Right, that's why he was a threat in that situation with that saved AWP. Can never count him out.
The boost was perfectly placed.
Feeling very, very similar right now to how the scenes unfolded on Inferno. FaZe with such a blistering lead in the early stages of the first half. Na'Vi recovering, salvaging the first half, and now drawing themselves back to just a 2-round margin.
This is interesting out of FaZe Clan.
Yeah, managing the finances here. Might be some pace behind this.
See if Na'Vi can weather this storm, because it's looking rainy, and Carrigan's in. Already the site threatened. Simple takes matters into his own hands. throws the AWP on his back, and drops on his as well. This is exciting as well, because look at what it's up to. Harvard Nygaard going for the round-winning maneuver. And that's simple. He's down and out. Rain on a half-buy, bounding around, keeping the whole team on their toes. He's playing an absolute career game right now. Still alive, still a problem phase. Every passing second closer to a 13th. And Rain still low, but such a problem. Roki allowed to get another, and there's no time. Rain wins it, and Na'Vi can do nothing. Oh, wow, wow, wow. He has a monopoly of violence in the server tonight. They had 2K to spare, and FaZe pull a round out of the hat.
I don't think Electronic can quite believe it there. They get multiple kills. Simple takes a huge risk by peering out of heaven and taking that first fight. Electronic gets one through the smoke, and they end up losing that round. That right there is what we would consider a tilt round. They're in such a horrible position now, Na'Vi, because the money, it's not evenly distributed. Simple can pull out this hero AWP. We've seen him do it once. I think we're about to see him do it again. A couple of purchases behind this as well, but for Na'Vi, we've seen them in these situations when they're in hot water. They have to turn to this man on the screen. FaZe have taken a timeout. They're trying to make sure that they can stay in control of this, because that's a gimme. That's a round that they shouldn't have been converting. That would have been Na'Vi drawing this back to a one-round lead.
So hundreds and thousands of us on tenterhooks on the very edge of our seat here in the Sport Palais. 13-10. Round 24 to be played. Electronic tasked with yard. No initial wall of smokes. Looking to force rotations of the defense, keep them guessing, keep them scratching their heads.
FaZe are in the power position right now. They don't have to rush anything. They can wait this out. They can slowly discover what lies in wait from this Na'Vi buy. There's a lot of questions to be answered here, and the longer that they wait, the more utility Na'Vi uses, and this one starts to tip further and further in FaZe Clan's favor. Remember, this is a force. Loss bonus for both teams. Towards the bottom of the barrel here. This could be the knockout blow from FaZe if they can convert a round like this.
If. Only one way to find out. Smoke to the heaven. Implies a top hit, and Carrigan, he's got more to imply the same. That's a molly set up for Hut. Should he desire. 50 seconds and still statues from all 10. No one moves a muscle. More nades flying through. Still not a single bullet fired. Still guessing. Bit gets an answer. Doesn't find the lethality, but he can call upon Simple to step it up. Carrigan's pulled one back on the top side. A wall bang. They can still go either way. This is a hard clear, and Electronic's gone. It's only Simple now to stop that bomb and stop a 14. The no go, but Rain, he does not relent. He does not surrender. And Na'Vi succumb to FaZe Clan for 14. They got nothing left, Jad. Nothing. FaZe Clan are on the very edge of writing history. The very edge. 2 rounds. They've played hundreds of thousands in their lives, but 2 rounds is all that separates them from doing what no one has done before on an international roster. Na'Vi. Options so limited now for the back-to-back.
This timeout right now isn't going to draw anything for Na'Vi. Their options aren't great either way. You force buy, you don't win this round, you got 2,400 in the final round to defend, to make sure that you do not lose the opportunity just to take this one to a 3rd map. FaZe are in the driver's seat here. This is their game. This is their major. This is what they've been working for.
And the way in which these players have arrived in this roster robs the final piece of the puzzle. Played with Carrigan, seen as one to be feared. and there he is in the feed onto Simple, no less. Bit making a very ballsy call on his own volition, which may facilitate early information as to the location of FaZe.
Someone has to step up huge here for Na'Vi. They just have these pistols. It's not going to be trading. Somebody needs a multi-kill. Somebody needs to go absolutely nuts right now.
They're stepping up for lobby info, while FaZe are already heading straight on into a one-man guarded site. Electronic summons Boomich. Oh, and he's not ready for that. He falters. 3 left to be ticked off the list. FaZe have all the time in the world. It's Bit with 1. We need more out of an RV, and it's Electronic with the 1 as well. Only Perfecto. He's been known to clutch. But this is too tall a task to ask. Time. And that's another for Rox. FaZe, ladies and gentlemen, have 5 opportunities to create a memory that will last forever. This series hangs in the balance of the last Na'Vi timeout. Blade slowly creating this roster of Titans.
They can't stop this. They can't stop FaZe right now. There is absolutely no way that Na'Vi can bring this one back. They are broken here. They have been put under pressure on both of these maps out the gate. It's been comebacks, it's been salvaging halves, it's been trying to claw their way in. And FaZe say no. It's 5 more kills. The first international roster to ever lift a major trophy.
And every member of FaZe Clan's first. They've been at it a long time. So many misfires. Is this the round that changes all of that? Twist set out on a mission, the pointy end of FaZe's spear in pursuit of glory. They are the architects of their fate. Mouse and keyboard. And the brain on their shoulders. And Perfecto trying his luck. Good damage. He wants to finish it, and it gets the best of him. Desperate to try and tip the scales, but he's gone down. Is that the start of the end? It could be 55. Still, the T side required to gain access to a site. The options plentiful. And Rain, he's not done. He gets his 30. And FaZe 2 frags away. One more. They have done it. Accolade. Greatness from across the globe. They do what so many set out to achieve. And it's such a glorious arena. Remember this moment, Antwerp. Because I know for sure 5 people who will. Ladies and gentlemen, your PGL Antwerp Major Champions! Give it up for FaZe Clan!
your PGL Major Antwerp champions, FaZe Clan! The first international teams who have ever done it. I'm going to start with you, Robs. You joined this team, you come back in with Carrigan. You're on top of the world, you're the #1 team, but this certainly wasn't easy. But you just did it in 2 and got your first major championship. How do you describe that, brother?
You cannot. It's just dreams come true for every single one of us.